Jeep. I thought we caught a car.
What's up, Buck?
What
We
up?
live?
Are we here?
I think we're live. The beginning of every... Oh, yeah, somebody know. What's up? That's my buddy, Joe. Joe is building the coolest ZJ on the planet. Congrats to Joe for finally getting it on the ground. And Joe, did you have a baby today? I think you had a baby today, right?
He must sit in the hospital with us.
Yeah. Congrats. If that is what I was gathering from what you sent me earlier, thanks for hopping right on. The beginning of every live stream is the most awkward thing in the world.
They're not yet. He's not that baby yet.
Or not yet. It's coming soon?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
I got people right here.
Oh, there we go. Oh, maybe I should, yeah. All right. Well, then. Yeah, not yet, bud. Eric and I are going to crack into our...
Not yet. I want to.
No, I didn't tell you not yet. I was rereading Joe's comment. We're going to crack into our refreshment here, which, as I previously stated, we've fully subscribed to the Silly Soda life.
That's true.
Yeah, man. You drink like 40 of these and you don't feel bloated or hungover the next day.
It is a nice feeling.
It's absolutely delightful. We're out here on the deck where hopefully the bugs are not too bad. Hopefully my dogs don't get caught up in the laptop wires and rip it off the table.
I'd be really bummed about it.
Yeah, me too. Eric purpose-built this laptop we're using for D&E editing purposes. It'd be a shame if Jude were to rip it off the table.
Caden T, how you doing?
What's up, buddy? Caden's good too. Caden just got a 5.7 stroker that he's throwing in his WJ.
What?
Yeah, so I want to see more pictures of that, Caden, when that thing gets rolling, for sure.
Joe Sid's cars, which WJ? Because that's Douglas.
Huh?
He says, what's the mileage on your Jeep WJ?
The 4.7 is recently it was starting to get really bad, like down to 16. And then I pulled that front drive shaft and it's been a little better. I think it was engaging all four of the wheels. But when I first got it,
you're getting like 17, I thought. You got 21 going up to Utica.
Yeah, 21 one time going up to Utica, so all highway. For a 20-year-old V8, man, I'll take that, right?
And I haven't touched it yet.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely things you could do to make a 4.7 more fuel efficient. I've gone the opposite route. It's got slightly knobbier tires, and I'm hanging stuff off the front for plows. But as we've talked about plenty of times, you can take a 4-liter, though. You can make a 4-liter WJ get up to like 25. We've done it. I promise we're going to do a video on it. We just have to find the right WJ.
It's a hard search.
You can't really take a 230,000-mile 4.0 and just do all that stuff. We're thinking about...
I'm going to task you finding you the WJ.
I've been trying.
Well, no, I want you to send me them. Because I always send you cars. You never send me cars.
That's true. I stopped today. I was getting lunch. I was in the Ford today, and some guy pulled up in a 04 limited WJ. And it had a for sale thing on the side. Looked pretty clean. But when I went up to him to talk about it, it had 230,000 miles on it. And underneath kind of looked like it had been parked next to the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I'm not even that afraid of mileage, though, because we could rebuild it all.
It was a 4-liter. And that's the thing. So I think if you're going to build a super mile in 4.0, you probably have to start rebuilding it. Get a motor that's tight so that you're not losing any power there. That would be my thought.
Team SUV. My old 4.7 got 21 miles per gallon on 35. I call shenanigans on that.
I mean, maybe. I know Team SUV would talk on Instagram. Dude, that's pretty impressive. My thinking is that has to be highway and like the gearing and the tire ratios like sync up. Because Willie's like that. If I'm ever, when I lose my mind enough to take him on the highway and I get right at like 55, he'll just cruise sipping gas because he's got tires that are too big. So essentially it's geared down. Because
also,
of the big tires,
howling at you like crazy.
It's so miserable. There's no AC. It's making all kinds of noise. It doesn't have death wobble. It just like it kind of shakes like the Challenger breaking up on re-entry all the time because everything's just so loose. So highway is not recommended, but it's kind of crazy when you get big old tires on the highway. You've essentially geared down, so miles per gallon. Yeah. There you go.
I promise I will try to make that something soon. I've been hunting for a new car probably for all my life. And haven't gotten one yet, so
yeah, that's true.
Every week I'm trying to shop for a different car.
Eric has a habit of just taking whatever hand-me-down is there and making it work. What are you driving right now?
2003 Buick Park Avenue.
Buick Park Avenue.
And I've been rocking it for a year.
He has been,
and it's been free. So
it was a free car for him. I'll tell you, that car is damn comfortable. We rode down the shore in it last summer. It's literally like being in a big leather couch. It's got great AC that just blows right in your face. I was like, Buck, I'm going to take a nap. Wait till we get there.
And he gets 29 on the highway.
Which
How
is
can
insane.
I be angry at that?
What's in that thing? Some kind of
3.8.
3.8?
Yeah.
Jude, what are you doing?
We'll get some more questions rolling in
The
here.
Jude is hunting for termites in the firewood. If you're wondering about the fire, it's not for ambiance, to keep some of the skeeters away because they are thick this time of year. What do you got going on over there,
I'm
Buck?
trying to see. Someone mentioned
Had a stage 2 Patriot heads, 488 Gary, 44s an intake. Yeah, bud. Team has, yeah. Oh, that's you. That's what you were saying you did. Yeah, I mean it's possible, right?
Renegade 16, making a 2-wheel drive WA a 4x4. I think it's not going to be that bad. You got to get a front diff and a transfer case and a drive shaft.
Basically, so your transmission is going to have a cone on the back that pops right off, and then you can put a transfer case on there. Your rear drive shaft shouldn't have to be changed. You have to find a differential for the front, which it mounts right up. The 2-wheel drive beam axle is same mounting points and everything. Brake hardware is the same. Probably not that hard. I'll bet the most annoying thing is probably linkage. I wonder if
getting all that lined up.
Getting something small like that linkage.
The best part is going to U-pull and just like pulling everything forward right from there.
Or getting a parts one, find one that took it in the rear, and
also I don't know what gearing they came in 2-wheel drive ones. 325s.
I don't know the answer to that. I think.
No, the one we call Dana 44.
Yeah, the V8 2-wheel drives. We get very few of those up here, so I've seen like 3 my whole life. In fact, one of our U-pull videos, I labeled it the rarest WJ ever because it was a 2-wheel drive WJ in the junkyard, and people from like Florida and California are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Watch your language.
Ooh. Whoops. Sorry. Well, that's what they said.
Well, the YouTube admins aren't watching.
I blame the truly. We're far enough in the video. We'll be all right. I'll try to limit that.
So did Dan. He thought he was far enough in the video.
What's that?
Project Dan thought he was far enough and he got crashed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. And they were like, "What is wrong with you? A 2-wheel drive WJ? Who cares?" But whatever that. So the one V8 we found definitely had 373s.
Who is this now? Joe Eldridge, how to make a WJ sunroof not leak. Have you checked your drains? Make sure that the tubes are on the drains. That's a big thing. People go to blow them out with the air compressor and they pop the tube off, and then it basically gets your floorboard wet. So see if you can just pop the corner of the headliner down, take the top trim off, and take a peek in there and see if the tube is in there.
We get that question a lot about drains leaking and about, hey, my passenger side floor is wet. It's almost always the drain for the cowl. We had one of our Patreons was chasing that problem. It was the weirdest thing. He's like, it gets wet, but only when in the rain, when I park on a hill with the passenger side lowered. And it turned out it was, like he said, the drain had come off or it was clogged or something like that. In case you're wondering why we were doing this live stream, the 6th, August 6th, was the anniversary of our first video, 3 years. Usually we do some kind of silly big thing, and we just sort of blew right through it. I was busy with DOA Ferds, and Eric was busy doing what Eric does, designing shirts mostly. We got a whole mess of shirts coming, including we're trying to get a really good Christmas shirt this year. Now that we have everything in-house, we want to really knock that one out of the park. Anyway, we put it up on Instagram like, hey, just saying, kind of interesting. Y'all were like, well, so do it anyway. Let's crack a couple drinks for those of you.
38 people right now. That's our biggest live stream yet.
Clink.
3 years.
For you 38 fine folks, I hope you're sipping on something silly. Eric and I, if you guys don't know yet, we're fully committed to the Truly train. I don't really care what you guys say, though I do have a 9.5% sour in there to end the night on, so that you guys can keep a little bit of respect for me. Yep.
Friend bought a 2-wheel one before the. Okay. So your friend bought the 2-wheel drive video. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, then, I mean, if you need help, you always hit us up. We'll try to help you with the conversion to 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, for real, right? That would be interesting. I know plenty of people have done it with trucks. Our dogs are like attacking all the firewood back there and everything. So the main point of this was to do some giveaways. Why don't we do some of that? I got 2 cups here. One is from people who entered via Instagram. That's the Freedom Camping mug. And then these are all people that commented on the post on YouTube. It's a How I Roll Wrangler Jeep mug. So one of the things we're going to give away is one of these test lights that we used in the DOA Ford video, and everybody was like, that's friggin' cool. And I completely agree, to the point where I want more people to own these. So we're going to give away one to the Instagram folks and one to the YouTube folks.
Okay.
Eric, do you want to go ahead and do the honors?
Okay. Which one's
the Instagram one? The Instagram one is the Freedom Cup.
Okay.
You can't look in there, then it's biased.
Well, I'm looking at the cup. It's a cool cup.
It is a cool cup. Lovely wife gave me that for Father's Day.
Stirring it.
Got to stir it. That's the key. Otherwise, it's not not unbiased.
We've got Sulfa WJ.
Sulfa WJ, well, bud,
If
you
you're
just won
here,
yourself a Tesla.
yeah.
If he's not here, I'll be able to tell him on. Let's write stuff down.
Yeah,
write
yeah.
Tesla on the back of
I'm gonna write it on the paper because we're gonna lose the strip.
Yeah, that's fair. That's good. And I'll pick YouTube. On the YouTubes, let's see. 357 Bullfrog. I hope you wanted a Tesla buck because you're going to get one. What I'm going to do is I'll reach out to you guys directly on YouTube or Instagram if I can. If you see the live stream and you want to email me preemptively, I'm going to need your address. D&D Offroad, that's DANDE Offroad at gmail.com. Additionally, we got a pretty exciting giveaway to do later. One of our very loyal viewers, he's screen name on YouTube is Fleet of WJs, so that's all you need to know. And he happens to be a Bears fan, so he and I talk often. He said, "Hey, bud, I can't make it. Did you guys hear about derecho? Like out in the Midwest, there's some crazy storm that rolled through the Midwest, and they're all out of power and everything. I don't know exactly what Fleet of WJs does, but something. I think he's a lineman, maybe. Why didn't I ask exactly what he does? Doesn't matter. He's gonna be out cleaning up all night. But he said, "Hey, I'd love to." Offer up a set of WJ tow hooks as a giveaway. Yeah, that's pretty wild, right? Yeah. I was like, dude, that's crazy generous of you. So we're definitely going to hook up Fleet of WJs with some shirts and stuff, but he is going to hook up somebody with somebody who's on the live stream with some WJ tow hooks later. Later on in the eve, some other stuff we wanted to talk about are some things we're considering doing in the future, one of which is a second channel, potentially, that Eric would run. Eric's love with cars is definitely closer to miles per gallon, right? He's an expert at getting miles per gallon out of stuff. When he buys a vehicle, that's one of his top concerns. And so he's got a huge wealth of knowledge that I won't let him use on the channel because I find miles per gallon kind of boring.
It's been a fight of ours. I was just, what's gas mileage on it? I don't care, Eric.
Right? We were just talking about it. I was like, oh, maybe get something for the 40s. Oh, get something for miles per gallon. I was like, Maybe
before we get too far from giving away the test lights, we'll put a link in we reload this back on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, well, put a link in the description for the test light. People are asking.
Oh, for where to get it? Yeah, it's a great test light. It's $20.
Amazon.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. If you put in Amazon and put in test light, it was like the third option. I didn't go looking for one like that. I'll make sure we include the link. I was just saying though, the other channel we're considering starting would be closer related to miles per gallon in vehicles and Subarus, which is what Eric primarily drives. So we'd like to know from you guys if you'd watch that. I suspect a lot of our viewer base might not, which is why we're considering splitting it. But who knows? Maybe some people just love the E of D&E so much that you'd watch no matter what we put up.
We have someone say something.
It's really hard to see the screen. I expected the live chat to be bigger so I could actually interact with you.
Oh, they want us to do a monthly.
Monthly what?
A monthly live stream.
A monthly live
There's
stream.
Several people saying we should do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Personally, as
Last Friday every month, they say.
Huh. Personally, as a YouTuber, I don't love live streams. Not as a YouTuber, as a YouTube viewer. I don't tend to watch them, so I didn't think anybody else really liked them. I thought it was
people like sitting
but
down.
Maybe you do. Like, I hope you guys are drinking on something. I hope you're not judging me. Hey, this isn't just any truly koozie. I hope you can see it. Truly getting unruly. I'm pretty proud of that. I'm not gonna lie to you, and that is exactly
dad joke and a half.
What I intend to do. The other side is truly sloshed and slurring. That was my wife's contribution. I have no idea what the quality is. We've got a big old spotlight in our eyes, so. Let's try to see some questions here. How is the Truly drink? Colin, I really like them. I also really like big, heavy beer. Like, I'll drink Guinness any day.
I don't.
You give me some Arrogant Bastard, I'm a happy guy. But I hate hangovers. I hate feeling bloated, and I hate being out of shape. So it's not too sweet. I really hate carbs. That's like such a not cool thing to say on like your.
He can make a whole YouTube channel on hating carbs.
Yeah, like I eat a pretty unique diet. So if I want to still be able to get a little bit sloshed and slurring or unruly, Truly is kind of my option. So I enjoy them. I like the White Claws.
A lot of people saying they have Trulies right now.
Amen to that. See, that's the thing. We go to picnics now, and whereas a year ago it'd be a couple women drinking Trulies and then the men are like hugging their Bud Lights. And now I go out there and there's like one guy drinking a Bud Light looking very confused, and everybody else is drinking a Truly. So additionally, we're joined by this was my RC Jeep that my daughter commandeered, and it's currently being driven by Olaf from Frozen. So when I was cleaning the deck for the live stream, I saw that, and I thought that was pretty funny and decided to share that with you guys. I know a lot of you guys are also fathers, so there's probably Olaf and God knows what else driving your RC Jeeps. We actually have some viewers that are crazy into RC Jeeps, like the
gas power.
Yeah, what do they run on, alcohol? Or are they diesel?
No, not diesel.
What is
I thought they were like many things are jet fuel. Like
yeah,
nitro.
is it jet fuel or something? Yeah, that's what they call them, right?
Nitro cars. Yeah. I don't know what type. I never raced one.
Me neither. They look fun as hell. They also look expensive as hell, and I literally can't afford another hobby. So I'm gonna have to just leave that one off to the side.
They're asking how the DOA Dakota is going.
Okay, here's the thing with the DOA Dakota. It needs every bit of wiring ripped out of it, no problem, just time. I have the 5.2, as you know. I am slowly, and I do mean slowly, collecting parts to change the 5.2 multi-port fuel injector injected from the 95 into a 318 carbureted. I have a brand new Edelbrock dual plane Performer intake sitting down there. That was not cheap. I need to get an ignition system, which is the one thing that I do not feel very... I don't feel totally confident with. Eric and I are fuel injection guys. That's all there is to it. I can do anything with a carb on a lawnmower, but that's completely different. Our experience with carbureted vehicles is very limited, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this, but it means for every move I make, there's like a month of research. So I want to get new parts so that I'm not fighting my own ignorance as well as fighting a possibly bad car, because I got it on Craigslist and I don't know, is the power jet working? Is it total junk? Some little thing is wrong and now I can't get it running. I don't know. So it takes a while to save. There's a possibility that if the Ford sells, those funds will go towards the Dakota. But everybody around me is pushing me to get that bad boy done. What do they got?
When does the raffle for Eric start? They saw my Facebook.
Eric promised to give himself away.
Yeah.
Someone else asked, I put in the thing, maybe we'll get Eric drunk enough to sing. And they said, what does Doug do when he gets drunk if Eric sings? And I said, Doug gives Eric permission to tackle him at high speed.
That is very true.
Yep. When back in college, when Eric and I would get real unruly, I'd get to a certain point and go, okay, man, do it. And I'd stand here like kind of wobbling, and he'd from across the yard just bring the thunder and spear me. And
a lot of Jose Pepe.
Yeah, we used to drink Jose Pepe Diego.
I puked it into the fire and it lit on fire. That's how bad it was.
It's rough stuff, man. Yeah, man. So the Dakota is a long-term project, but it's not something that's not getting thought about every day. It's going to be a ground-up build. I mean, it needs every bit of wiring. I looked into it off camera, like, hey, maybe I can get this thing running, and I probably could, but it's going to take hours and hours, days of work, and at the end of it, I have a throttle body injected 3.9 that I don't want. So
we got another question. Did they make the CRD Liberties with Columbia Edition seats? And to my knowledge, they did not. But you can go to U-Pull and pick up that. It's all Columbia Edition is really seats and a trim kit.
Yeah, it's an appearance package. Yeah. The CRD Liberties are weird because there's so little of them made. My understanding is you pretty much had to go to a dealership and request that. You didn't just stumble on one, at least not new. I could be wrong. That would be cool.
Would any of you guys be interested if we got a Liberty on the channel? I'm curious about that. If you got one of the 03 to 05s, is that 07s? When they made the first
before the facelift was 03 to 06, and then 7 to.
I've always been curious with that.
I like the Liberty. It has a 242 and it has a Chrysler 8 1/4 in the rear. Like, that's a pretty solid setup. Yes, it's independent front suspension. Yes, it has the 3.7, but it's a small vehicle. The 3.7 in a Commander is ludicrous. It's insanely underpowered. My wife used to get 12 miles to the gallon in her 2006 V6. Like, it's absurd the mileage you get because it was just underpowered for that vehicle. But in the Liberty, it's not terrible.
No.
My mom is a very good friend of the family. She just rolled over 250,000 miles in her 05 Liberty. Yep, exactly. Yep. Wait, is it 3.7?
You're right, 3.7.
Yeah. 3.8 was the Wrangler and the vans, right? Yeah. I got on that. I didn't know they put the 3.8 in the Wrangler, and I went on a whole rant in a video about 3.7s in Wranglers, and I got roasted. That's what I should have done for this. I should have brought up all the times I was wrong and got roasted on the internet. All right, man, let's do another giveaway.
Okay.
Another thing we're going to give away is a D&E t-shirt, because that's our big thing right now. We're doing t-shirts. It'll be your choice if you want a logo shirt or one of these Jeep flag shirts, which we've made a lot of these shirts. So we'll switch it up. You do YouTube. I will do Instagram. Yep. Okay. From Instagram, Mark_998. Buck, you got a new shirt. So
Mark with the C or K?
With the K.
I got both in my family, man.
That's true. Hit me up via email, or I will reach out to you directly probably tomorrow. I'm not going to be doing that after this live stream. Or maybe, I don't know.
You got a shirt?
Mark got a shirt. You can choose it. You can choose your size. No big deal. I know a lot of YouTubers. How do I want to put this? I know a lot of YouTubers that were not necessarily successful, probably because they just didn't stick at it long enough. But what it really comes down to is the kind of people you're able to attract. If you're able to attract good viewers who will show up every week and comment on your videos and do all the stuff that the algorithm appreciates, your channel will grow.
Yeah, like buttons are really good for us, by the way.
Eric and I have been lucky enough to have that. You guys, you show up, you leave the comments. There are some guys who I've spoken to on every single video. We have like almost 400 videos. I've spoken to on every single video for 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, that's huge, man. You guys are awesome. Which is why we're doing this. It's a little bit long-winded way, but hopefully I have a little bit of fun
I have
with it.
no idea how to say this one. ISOK Khan?
Oh, yeah. This is Kion. He was our very first Patreon. Kion, you had a shirt coming your way anyway, but now you got 2 of them, bud. Just put Kion. I'll know who it is. Okay. We do have a small community over on Patreon. Those guys are insanely loyal, and it's frankly a little embarrassing that they're willing to for us. Like it's hard to take that somebody would be willing to support you at that level, but obviously we appreciate it.
To the guy who asked, you guys getting Monkey with a Wrench hoodies in stock during fall and winter time? We're going to work on that. That one's been a little more troublesome to get going on our machines, but we got a good setup going now that we should work really well. Also, I haven't been super motivated to make hoodies because it's been 95 degrees in Jersey. I don't know. That's just completely honest. No, I dig it though. I want a hoodie too. I'll be honest. Yeah. The hoodies are definitely coming. That's some of the stuff we're gearing. We're really trying for hats because I know people like. I want a hat. I gotta get this fire going again because now my ankles are getting bit. That's why I run long. We're gonna do it the Boy Scout way. Oops. There we go. If you light my hair on fire. Eric, entertain the people. I'm looking at questions, folks. Yeah, that's all I got. So, what else you guys want to see on the channel? Like, we do a lot of things, all projects, but is any project you guys like to see in particular? I know we have a lot of suggestions all the time, but always got open ears to see if we can do something that keeps you up. We're getting more requests for more Explorer stuff. Yeah, I know, which is cool. You guys have not seen it yet, but we went to the U-Pull the other day. I pretty much need a new one. Someone wants Uncle Jerry Speedo. If you buy it, I will make it. Oh, man. Come on, really? He will make it, too. And he'll make one for himself. And then he'll get drunk and he'll wear it. I got to show it off for Etsy. Oh, jeez. And I have to take that picture. You guys, my wife is in the background watching. We just scarred my poor wife. She's over there watching. Let's go on videos. Okay. Round 2. I'm going to tell you something. We got something coming up that's going to probably, hate to say it, put Barney out the pasture. It is not. Nothing's putting Barney out the pasture. Can you let me finish my sentence before you interrupt? But I promise you, if Barney goes out the pasture, you'll get one hell of mudding video before he goes. I will sync that thing up to the doors if I can. We get a lot of slack for that. Like, you guys talk about Jeeps all the time, and you never go off-road. We are in the most fascist freaking state with that. They've cracked down on Jersey so much. When we were coming up, there were a few places that you could go where it was frowned upon, but you can't even do that anymore. So unless you know someone with property, it's just a no-go. Down in the Pine Barrens, people outside of Jersey are going to have no idea what I'm talking about. We are in Southwest Jersey, which is this little corner of, closer to middle America than the coast of New Jersey. And then down in the Pine Barrens, there's another little pocket like that. I guess they got some wheeling down there. We're trying. We got families. Like, I can't be like, hey, here's the kid all day. I'm going to go to the Pine Barrens to break my Jeep and call you later to get me home. Exactly, right? Something that would be hugely helpful is if I were to get a truck like maybe the Dakota could do it. They could tow us out to like Roush Creek. I got to go somewhere I can tow because if I break the stupid thing, I just have to leave it there. Caden, you keep saying you got a question for us. Just ask and I'll try to answer. Oh, yeah. Sorry, bud. Go ahead. And then someone asked if we were driven on Skyline Drive, and I have. That's down in Virginia. Oh, is that what I thought they meant the one over in
There's one in North Jersey, but what's the one in Virginia?
Virginia, I think it actually comes up a couple different states.
Is that true?
Yeah, it goes through a bunch of state parks. I think that's Skyline Drive.
I'll tell you what I would have loved to go to. You guys ever heard of Centralia, the town that's been on fire since the 1960s? It's in Pennsylvania, and a lot of Jeepers go there. The highway is basically just closed down. It's I think they call it Graffiti Highway. Bearded Jeeper was out there. Kyle was out there. Look up Centralia. Unfortunately, it was recently closed down because all good things must come to an end, because a few bad apples ruin it for everybody.
Renegade 16, what is Tail of the Dragon? And depending what it is, we might want to come down and do it.
What do you say?
You guys want to come down and do the Trail of the Dragon?
I'm assuming that's some crazy Moab trail that Willie would certainly not make, but I would make him try anyway.
The same, we should go to Roush Creek and have some people join.
I know. There are two things I want to do very badly. I want to do a D&E Roush Creek, and I want to do a D&E U-pull. We haven't done the Roush Creek yet. I'm not going to Roush Creek without a trailer to bring Willie home on, because I'd done that stuff when I was younger and I got lucky. I don't get lucky like that anymore. I will break a differential in half. And
SC car guy was talking about New Jersey Skyline Drive, so that's the one you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I knew a girl when I was in college who lived out that way. I don't remember it real well, but what are you showing me? I don't know what you're showing me.
I don't know what's going on there.
Family vacation.
Oh, family vacation. My wife was.
Oh, that's what we should do. We could do a whole series down in the Outer Banks, off-road, and trying to find wild horses.
Yeah.
I'd be so down. I did that in a stock WJ, my brothers, and it was so much fun until we blew the TPS and thought we crapped out the trans.
Every time. I know I've said this in about 1 million videos, but I can't count the number of times people have called me up. I think my transmission TPS. No, man, it's shifting. TPS. Just get a TPS. Oh, you were right. I know.
Yeah.
TPS on those 4 liters, man, and even the 4.7s. Your brother's a 4.7, right?
I love that 4.7. That thing was awesome. I straight piped it into a regular thrush muffler. Was a little drony, but wasn't too bad.
I dig that. I do dig
too many
that.
cats on things. Emissions.
What are you gonna do? I've mellowed on loud exhausts as
I don't want a loud exhaust. I just want something that's free falling.
What was I gonna say? I feel like we've started a bunch of conversations and then they get. Here's another one that I'm kicking around. I actually made it. I do Snapchat a lot, like my own personal Snapchat, just because I don't know, I have a lot to say, and I like to talk to the people around me. So my family and everybody's on there. I was thinking about making a D&E Snapchat. It actually exists now. It's D&E in the garage. I think tomorrow I'm going to probably tomorrow I have to change the diff fluid in Ruby for a road trip next week. I put stuff like that up on Snapchat right now. So we're thinking about a D&E Snapchat. If anybody has Snapchat, I don't know if anybody with me uses that, but somebody's leaving us a comment I have to accept here. I assume it's a picture. Oh, if you curse on the thing, it asks me before it lets you put it up. That's super annoying. So D&E in the garage, Snapchat. If you are interested, that exists.
I got some people saying yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like Snapchat.
Front diff winds while coasting. Any ideas what it is?
Is it a Verilog?
4.7, so I'm assuming yes.
You probably need diff. Probably need diff fluid. Could potentially be a U-joint. That knuckle on there. You're sure it's the diff and not in the transfer case at all? I don't know.
Also check your idler, please. It might be something that sounds like the front. It might be something up there.
That's true.
Coming off the throttle. LEDs working in WJ headlights. Doug actually runs a set.
I run Bossla's. Bossla sent the channel some about a year ago. One of them actually is kind of not working, so I'm not sure I'd recommend Bossla, but
usually I try to find the ones that have the best reviews on Amazon. That's what I do. I got a set for our brother-in-law for his Subaru, and it seemed to work. Right now he's got one for a couple months under problems. I definitely had problems with cheap ones, so I wouldn't go with the cheapest, but it'd probably go middle of the road.
Though Dan H, don't let me get this wrong. Dan, I apologize, but he runs some relatively cheap ones, and they do go a lot, but he ran the numbers, and he's like replacing them once every couple of years is still less than buying these really expensive. That might have been HIDs.
HIDs are really expensive. LEDs,
it's HIDs.
Yeah, but LEDs, if you expect to replace them like a regular light bulb, which is about every 18 months, then you're spending about the same amount of money.
Yeah, I think the Bosses,
unless you get the Bosses.
The Bosses are $120. They're cool because they got multiple colors.
That is something cool. I really like that about it.
Go find the video. If you put in D&E in the garage Boslo, you'll see the video, and it shows what their functionality is. It is cool. I really enjoyed it in the winter, but one of them's kind of fritzed out on me a year later, so I'm not really sure I can suggest that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, straight pipes that turn down are stupid loud. That's what I ran on. That's what we both run on his Willie and on Willie and Barney, and they are stupid loud. But we know that now. When we did Willie's, it was more of let's just get this on and
we'll fix it later. I mean, it's got the thrush. It just doesn't have the resonator, and then it cuts before the axle and turns down. But it is loud.
Well, that's half the part where we have droning problems.
Yeah,
it doesn't go out the back of the car.
Yeah.
Barney. You guys, some people have been asking about Barney, and Barney's been actually super loyal. Like, and he hasn't needed much. I mean, there is an unconventional fix coming its way because it has one little problem, which might be a big problem in some people's eyes. But in my eyes, I just top off some fluids and we're good to go.
Yeah, Eric's got a pretty ridiculous, like, the title is going to sound clickbaity as frig, but it's absolutely what the truth is.
Yeah, so. It's more of Barney's Barney. He gets quick and easy dirty fixes.
For those of you who don't know, every single spring for the past, 4 or 5 years, Eric's, that was the last. Okay, so background. Eric plows. His side job is snow plowing. He plows with Barney. For those of you guys who are out there plowing with an F-350 with a crew cab and a long bed, you're doing it wrong. Get yourself a Jeep.
Yeah.
Right? The little nimble Jeep.
That Jeep has made probably, 40 times its worth since I got it. We're not going to lie here. I'll be honest on Facebook. I probably made 30 grand with that car.
Yeah.
Or the years.
Ooh, IRS is coming for you now, Buck. They don't watch our shit. Nobody. Yeah. So every year he goes, that was the last year plowing with Barney. It's going to be falling up. I can't do it anymore. And every year I go, that's a bold-faced lie. He spends all summer talking about a new vehicle. And then come October, he's plowing with Barney again. Why? Because Barney is just friggin' loyal. Can't beat a little. I know people give us stuff all the time because I plow with Ruby as well. Give us so much stuff about plowing in unibody Jeeps. As long as you're careful and you make sure you don't take a curb at 20 miles an hour.
Barney's seen curves at like 15.
I don't understand why Barney's door is still open, but Ruby, I'm nice and careful with it.
I do have one small wrinkle. I'll try to film it sometime in the front unibody, but that's all that's happened. It's a little wrinkle. True? Yeah, I hit a curb doing 35 on that one. So, that's literally just hitting a car, basically, right?
Let's see. I had someone say something I wanted to comment on.
Discord server at some point in the future. I don't know what that means. I'm an IT guy, and I don't know what you mean Discord.
I do, vaguely. A couple people have brought that up before. It's kind of like a forum, almost like a Reddit kind of type thing.
Yeah, it's a Reddit forum. Okay,
yeah, like forum.
I just haven't heard that term before.
Yeah, I know one real big one I know is Eric the Car Guy. I know has one. Yeah, I mean, that's possible. A couple people, actually my real good buddy, Dave, Random Acts of Dave from up there in Manitoba, suggested a Google Hangouts thing.
Hold on. So some people are seeing a black screen. Anyone else seeing a black screen right now? I only see Jeffrey Brown. I see people. Looks like we're okay right now. Okay.
Jeff, I'm real sorry about that. William said amateur hour. You're dang right, Buck.
Well, that's all us.
This is amateur hour. It's actually not amateur hour. Eric is an IT professional at the top of his field. So D&E Productions, when they go haywire, that's all me. It's not Eric.
You can say that.
It is. I'm so bad with technology, which is why I'm building a carbureted truck. I want as little technology in my life as possible.
William just wanted to say amateur hour. Well, amateur hour. I live it and breathe it.
I think there's going to be an amateur hour shirt. I was resistant to that idea, but enough people have suggested it. Oh, yeah, my wife's on there, too. She's making sure, so that's good.
Rear main seal is never fun to do. On a 99 WJ.
With the 4.0 or the 4.7?
Yeah, I guess you got to clear it up.
4.0, real easy. 4.7, just sell the Jeep.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Any V8 is a pain.
And I can say that because my rear main is pissing in Ruby to the point where oil changes are basically just a new filter because I have to put so much oil in between. But you don't necessarily have to drop the trans. There's a lot of mixed reviews, but there's like an access plate. Any way you slice it, the rear main on a 4.7 is not fun, and I'm just not going to put myself through that.
All right. Let's see. We've got TR Hamilton. I guess Hamilton. X about 99 XJW4 hard bump and from drive to reverse. I would check your trans mount, your transfer case mount.
Could even be U joints,
If that's the last thing, is U joints.
or
With Torney needs.
if it has the Dana 35. I've found Dana 35s wear out and they're still totally functional, but they get the most ridiculous amount of play. And I haven't found this with a 44A. I haven't found this with a Chrysler 8 Accord. I haven't found it with Ford or Chevy X. All the Dana 35s that I've had that are above like 180,000 miles, there is so much, like just an insane amount of play. They still keep working.
We were going to Cabo San Lucas. We just got to hook up when we're down there for activities, he said.
Was that Mexico?
Yes.
Or
it is.
Lower California?
I thought Mexico.
I don't know.
Jose Perdiso. I'm sorry if I really butchered.
Y'all got tequila down there? Because I really like tequila.
He really does. They want us to pick up a cheap tea.
I mean, come on now. Right? The wife's on board. The boys on board. Hey, dog, you on board? Looks like we're going to Cabo San Lucas. I can get behind that.
We have not seen any CRDs in the yard after that one pull.
Yeah. Yep.
They are very far and few between. Mm-hmm. I've seen them online for sale, and I've almost picked a couple up.
Mm-hmm.
Almost meaning I contact the guy, talk to him about 2 hours about the car, and then say, I don't want to send him on.
You know that guy everybody dreads on Craigslist? That's Eric.
I apologize in future.
He's the guy who will beat you up on a price when you put in the thing, price is firm. He's the guy who will negotiate a price, then when he shows up, continue negotiating a price.
24-pound fuel injectors. What's your questions on them? You say you're looking to buy it for a 4.7 stroker? I would.
Yeah.
Ford injectors are really good. You pump them, you pull.
I think they're 18 stock, because I looked in this when I first got my 4.7, and then I decided, I don't know, things just got in the way of me building. But yeah, 24. I think most people do 21-pound Bosches, right? But 24 would be good too. I know Kenson was, hey, here's something I'm going to put out there for my buddy Kenson. He hit me up earlier this week on an email. He just got a 4.7 stroker inline 6 for his WJ that he's going to put in. He's going to put the 4 ports in. He wants to get his ECU flashed to match that, because obviously a stock 4.0 ECU and a 4.7 stroker with 4 ports. And I didn't really have an answer for him. I just didn't. So if anybody here knows of anybody who flashes ECUs or does work like that,
it's gonna be hard. But there's actually a lot of ways of getting around that. They actually make manual tunable maps for the cars.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If somebody could
driver and kind of get it what you need for you to
read
the air fuel ratios.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what a lot of the top fuel dragsters. Actually, I can contact someone for you. I just learned someone. One of my buddies knows someone that has a stroked out 4-liter that races it at the drag ship and high revs a motor. Just to let you know, if you plan on doing that, snaps a cam at 7,000 RPMs.
Oh, Glenn?
Religiously, yes.
Yeah, we were just talking about him. Here's something interesting about revs. So I've been dailying the Ford for a little bit. That overhead valve 4-liter V6 in that Ford, its comfortable rev range is literally like 15 to 1800 RPM. It's the craziest thing. Like on the highway, it just settles in down at like 15. Literally today, I was at 1500 on the highway. Granted, I was doing like 60 miles an hour, so I was just barely in top gear, but it is a crazy little motor.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like even my Subaru at 70 miles per hour is at 2,500.
Yeah, 25, 28, right? It's crazy. So I think that's why it's so good on gas. I imagine when they changed to the single overhead cam, that kind of went away. Probably.
Yeah. Got a question on parasitic draw. He says, if I have parasitic draw, should I bring it to a shop? I think you did a video on parasitic draw.
I did a video on parasitic draw. At least give it a shot on your own. Truth be told, you could do parasitic draw tests with one of these test lights. You don't necessarily need to have a multimeter. At least do the test where you pull the fuses yourself. And essentially what you do is you hook your multimeter up to the battery to find out what the draw is. And again, find the video. Google D&E in the garage parasitic draw for the specifics, but you put your multimeter in line with the battery and you'll get what your parasitic draw is. And you pull fuses until that parasitic draw goes away. And whatever fuse you pulled, that's where it is. I mean, I've never had that not work. I did it in the Avalanche to find that the parasitic draw was coming from the remote starter. I've done it in WJs where lights were shorting out. So I don't know that. Also, parasitic draw, in my experience, usually relates to something aftermarket. 9 times, maybe not 9 times out of 10.
That's a really good point.
I'm going to say about 7 times out of 10. your parasitic draw can be traced back to a stereo that was installed or a remote start that was installed, lights, something, because the factory stuff, unless it wears through. So I don't know. Check if you have anything off aftermarket, disconnect that, see if it helps. And if not, find that video. Parasitic, I mean, it can be a nightmare. Those weird little electrical pixies, man. That's why I always dread when I get a vehicle with electrical issues, but sometimes it's an easy fix, you know?
All right, so we have Dakota. If you have any mods planned for the Explorer, and what the update on Dakota is. Again, Dakota is just sitting waiting for more parts. And
yeah, Dakota's getting the carbureted 318. That is happening. I want a carbureted truck in my life. It needs a top-to-bottom overhaul. The interior is disgusting, and most of it's not worth saving, but the body and the frame are solid, so I need to get I have an Edelbrock, brand new Edelbrock dual plane intake for it. I need to get a carburetor. What do you guys think? I've been whiplashing myself between Edelbrock and Holly. I'm getting new, so it doesn't necessarily matter. I think I want about a 700 or a 750 4-barrel. My initial thought was to go all Edelbrock. Some people suggest the Holly's a better choice.
Gregory just said Holly.
I just can't decide. And here's the thing: I don't know much about carbs, so whichever one I get.
Saying Holly.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
are you saying Holly? I will put a poll up. Are you saying Holly? Why are you saying Holly? Is it for ease of use installation?
Well, yeah, Street Demon would be awesome if you had unlimited money.
I looked into those. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I'm not putting a cam in that truck.
SC Car Guy says never a Holly. So
never a Holly.
It really comes down to preference.
And that's the problem I found online. I'm not putting a cam in that truck. I might put headers on it just because there's so many on Craigslist for so cheap for that motor. Just want something to drive around and just have fun with. So just a regular old.
It's just Street Demon the same price. So we'll have to look at the Street Demon.
That's an Edelbrock, right? The Street Demon's an Edelbrock.
They were expensive for some reason. I think back in the day when I looked at carburetors.
Anyway, that's the Dakota. It's definitely going to happen, but it's going to be a while. And you guys are probably not going to get a video until I have all of the parts because I'm tired of doing a video on me like washing an engine. That's not interesting. As far as the Ford goes, the Ford is way too nice to be kept in the DME family. If I keep that thing, it's going to end up getting towed with. It's going to end up dragging trees out of the woods. It's going to end up plowing a driveway, and I'm just going to ruin a really nice truck. So I'm enjoying dailying it right now. I won't even let my kid eat in it. She usually eats the whole time we're in the car. I'm like, I'm sorry, not if we're taking the truck, baby, because it's so nice. I want to be able to pass that on to somebody else, somebody who will really enjoy it. I have somebody this weekend who may or may not buy it. A couple people wanted to trade it, almost traded it for a Comanche. That fell through. A couple people have hit me up asking me about it. I think they were a little bit taken aback at the price I was asking for it, but I put a lot of time into that truck and it has value. I'm sorry. I'm going to sell it for what the market is.
And I know
says it's worth.
I'm a cheap person that if you hold out on the price, you'll get the price.
I mean, I'm not asking too much, but I think I said in the video that I got it for scrap value. Yes, but then I dragged it home, put a whole weekend into it as well as some parts. So I'm not selling it for scrap value.
They're asking if we like bacon. Our last anniversary was about bacon. Or one of your subscribers.
Our last video, our birthday cake for the 2-year was bacon. I love bacon.
Was
man.
That really?
I
think it was a year ago.
I had bacon today for lunch. I ate bacon. I love bacon. Yeah, man, I could talk about bacon. You guys just want to talk about bacon? So I have a really good recipe for smoked bacon. Here's what you do. You got to get the real thick cut. You can do this on your barbecue grill. Get real thick cut bacon, and then you pack it overnight. You do a layer of bacon, then you do a layer of maple syrup, then you do a layer of brown sugar, and you do a layer of bacon, and then you keep repeating it. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because there's more spices in it.
Oh, there's a dry rub for it too.
That's the wife. Oh, what the hell are you talking about?
Get any. This is totally unsolicited. Get any pork-based dry rub. I have one that I use, but just a dry rub for pork. You're gonna dry rub the bacon. Then you do that. You layer the bacon. You layer maple syrup, layer packed brown sugar, keep it overnight. Go ahead and put it on the grill at about 250 with some good hickory's okay, but I like something a little lighter like pecan or apple. For a couple hours, man, you will have almost like this caramelized candied bacon jerky thing. It makes bacon better, man. And
they're saying to upload your recipes on Insta.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I have a lot of recipes. I don't know if you want to go down that road.
Let's start this whole forum thing they want us to do, because then we could keep a whole Douglas smoking recipes.
I keep a book of recipes. I don't in any way want to
I gotta we'll put them on a t-shirt and think about a t-shirt.
buy a t-shirt with recipes. I'll tell you what I'll do though. I will get my recipe, at least my dry rubs. I've got some good dry rubs that the wife and I have cultivated over the years, and we can put those out there, man. I know I sneak the smoking stuff in the end of videos sometimes because I really do love it, and I'd love to be an Instagram barbecue pitmaster, but I don't think it's not in the cards. So yeah, the bacon's real good though, and that's real simple. The key is you have to get thick bacon, and I'll tell you why. The fat on thin bacon kind of renders out, whereas when it's thicker, it can't all render out and disappear, and then you're left with this brittle mess. It almost like gelatinizes, so you get like this jerky, like pliable meat product, and it's just delightful. I highly recommend it. Where are we at in time? I mean, I guess people are still here.
We got 67 people now. 67.
67.
I think our biggest before that was like 15.
Hats off to you, friends.
Yeah. What did I say? Someone asked about any good fixes / videos for dreaded WJ broken window wires in the driver door hinge area. Your best bet is going to the U-pull, going into the footwell, pulling the bottom cover off, and cutting all the way back you can, and just butt connect it there all the way back in.
Yeah, I think all Jeeps from the 90s do that thing where it breaks in the boot there. And
unfortunately, they never put a plug harness there. So it was just
yeah, I was looking at it the other day. The Ford has this crazy little terminal box cylinder thing there, and I was looking at it. I was getting out, and I was like, "Damn, that!" I immediately understood what it was that I was looking at. A lot of your comments are getting blocked, and I don't understand why. And I'm really
because there's a curse there.
I'm okay with cursing, and the curse was goddamn.
You know, this is Google censoring us.
Anyway, what was I saying? I looked at it and I stopped for a minute. I just stared and I was like, that is a really good idea. Yep. Because it happens all the time, and the older your vehicle is, the more brittle those wires are going to be. And that's just all there is to it.
That's all we have really so far with Christmas right now. I mean,
you need another drink, bud?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Too busy reading.
Eric's got to drive home. I can just be a lush and keep slamming him down.
You got the Buick. It's a big pusher.
We are not advocating drunk driving live on YouTube. I assure you that's not what's happening.
Well, you just said I have to drive home.
That's true. All right, let's get into the guy here. I can't do black cherry. Grapefruit? That might be weird.
Black cherry that way.
Oh, you want the black cherry, babe? Here, there's the cooler.
Well, thanks, buddy. Just bail on me here.
Well, I mean, I was going to get you a drink, wasn't I?
What do you want?
I don't think it's
the wife will come on.
Wife likes me more than you do, business partner.
What are you going to do? All righty, friends.
We got more giveaways, bud.
Yeah, you want to do another giveaway. So the next one is going to be a koozie and sticker pack. If you don't know, we got a bunch of koozies. We got the certified monkey wrencher. I don't know what you guys can see. On my screen, it looks like everything's just washed out from the certified monkey wrencher. We got get your hands off my tools, my beer, my Jeep. Get your hands off my tools, my beer, my truck. And I'm going to give you guys the option of the so far unreleased Jeep American flag koozie, which you can barely see, but it's the same one that's on the shirts. I don't have that one on Etsy yet. I was waiting for like some special occasion to release it. I think I don't really know.
Someone asked about they have their window washers puddling under the car, but the back one sprays, front one doesn't. There's a different hose for the front one, is it not?
Yeah, there's two different sprayers, and when they rust bad. So I'll bet you what happened is either the grommet. It's the craziest thing. So you've got your washer reservoir. There's these two pumps that literally just push into rubber grommets that are in holes in the reservoir. And I've seen when I bought my XJ, the pumps were literally just disintegrated. But I've also seen the grommets disintegrate. So that sounds like what your issue probably is. Look into that. They're not hard to fix. I do have a video on when I changed the one on my XJ.
They want a bigger D&E sticker so people can see it from anywhere they go.
Yeah, we're working on that as well. We need more stickers, but I'm trying to do them in-house. But unfortunately, there's a big quality issue that I've run into. I can't produce stickers that I'm comfortable selling. So the sticker game has been delayed. There are a lot of stickers that we are planning to release as soon as I iron out the vinyl. That's all there is to it.
Wyoming 88 is really pushing for us to get a 8-liter V10 2500 5-speed for towing swap for putting in Willie for towing.
Do you know a guy?
If you want to give us all of it, we'll so gladly put it in.
Can I tell you hands down what our biggest issue is? Our biggest issue is time. It's not the cash to do projects, because I'll find that somewhere. We'll do some odd jobs. Eric and I are not above that. We'll go sweep someone's lawn, something. It's just the time, man.
Yeah, you guys wonder where I've been. I got 2 kids, and they're both at toddler ages.
The Dakota would be done. It's not necessary. I mean, I haven't rushed to buy the parts because I know I don't have the time to do it. I'm hoping this winter be able to push it in the garage and do that there.
Winter's always been a good time for us in projects, so just get things done.
Let's give away some stuff.
Okay.
All right, so this is gonna be a koozie and a sticker pack. It'll be one of our koozies, your choice, and a bunch of the stickers we got. I'm gonna do the YouTubes. Eric's gonna do the not YouTubes, the Instagrams. I've got Robert Bailey, my WJ buddy. Robert, I've talked to you on many comments. You and I are cut from the same cloth. WJ guys, you invited me to a really great Jeep group on Facebook. At the beginning of when the world lost its mind a few months ago, I had to axe Facebook, so I have not been on Facebook in months. It's been pretty awesome.
And we have Rovert.
Oh, yeah,
97?
Over 97, and Finn Malloy had a whole thing going on about his XJ on our Instagram. I enjoyed reading that. My wife was swatting bugs, but it looked like she was waving at me. Hi, baby.
William has an 8-liter, and there's no 5-speed, so we can do an 8-liter. We'll figure it out.
What am I supposed to put this 8-liter in?
Willie?
Dude, are you kidding me? I looked into putting the 5. You know, I put a lot of research, that 5.3 that we had in the Avalanche. No, in the WJ. I did look into the Dakota. Weirdly, that's a side tangent. Weirdly, for some reason, the 5.3 Chevy 5.3 fits into a first-gen Dakota like butter. Like everything just lines up perfectly. There's a really interesting thread. If you search that, it'll. But I looked into the WJ. I found 2 people doing it, and both of them looked like they were moments away from losing their mind from trying to get it to work. So I said, that's not necessary.
So the other one is a Patriot with converting an IFS to a solid front axle, something you'd love to do.
You know what I want to do this on? I want to do this on a Commander, actually. I want to get a 5.7 Commander. I want to lift it as high as God will let me, and I want to put a Dana 44 up under the front and a Dana 60 at the back. It's not, I mean, as long as you got the hot snot machine, it's not that hard, you know? It'd be a hell of a lot harder to turn something IFS. I would like to do that.
How would like power-wise an IFS, or how would you get it even front moving? It's integral to the transmission.
Wait, what do you mean?
And a Patriot. It's a 4-liter. The transmission's right there.
I don't know. There's a way.
There's a way.
So engine swap with it, I guess.
I mean, I'm down.
You wrote those down?
Yes.
I'm glad Eric's on top of things. Oh, for the record, hadn't had this. Grapefruit truly not great.
For the Patriot people out there, because I see someone that's 2.4, did you know that there's 2 different size rotors for the 2.4 and the 2.0-liter Patriot? I found out the hard way. Baby onesies. We've talked about this. We'd have to start making them.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So there's like a bunch of investment involved with getting a new product going. So we really have to make sure that there's enough interest. You know what I mean? Like, we are successful enough on YouTube to keep doing it, but we are in no way bleeping Jeep. So, yeah, if for some reason enough people want to let us know that, hey, yeah, my baby really needs a D&E onesie. Yeah. My daughter has a D&E shirt. I was supposed to make his kids ones, and then I ran out of the vinyl we were using, and I forgot about it.
Literally.
It's on the to-do list, yeah. We're messing with a couple different things there. Yeah. What else you got?
People wanting us to do things with a Chevy 6.0 now. I am all about the Chevy 6.0. I love LS motors just because they're easy and cheap 9 times out of 10. 6.0s, my God, they have so much power.
I know.
I'm ridiculous. I drove a 6.0 1500 HD full quad cab, and it just, for how big the truck was, it just hauled ass.
Yeah. I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, if Zip Ties and Bias Plies can get one of his live streams through, we have to be able to get through.
I did not watch it yet. You told me to watch it. I told you.
Yeah, if you guys watch Zip Ties and Bias Plies, he put up this like quick 6-minute live stream. It is just him. I have to assume blackout drunk, but it's pretty funny. It gets old kind of quick, but it's funny for like 2 minutes. I don't know.
funny thing about Italian bias supplies, I randomly found them and sent them to Doug because they were doing things with Seafoam that I would never do with Seafoam, and I use Seafoam a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they were doing trans fluid through the whole motor, which made me worry for life.
Yeah, just dumping trans fluid into their diesels. I don't know. The stuff he does is crazy, right?
Oh, they're asking if you know any updates on the new Jeep Tornado Inline 6.
I don't. It kind of disappeared, and I'm really worried that FCA killed it.
They ran into trouble recently. They're pulling Fiat out.
Yeah, they're pulling Fiat out of the United States, and then they got that weird Peugeot merger. Oh, what are they calling the company?
I don't know.
It sounds like Sturgeon. I can't remember what it is. A lot of people asked me to do a video on that. I did the research. Believe it or not, I do research the videos I do. I know it doesn't seem like it, but and I read a script, and I tried to write the script, and it almost gave me an aneurysm because realizing who owns Jeep now really bothers me. So that video is not coming because it's too damn depressing. But
someone asked me what I do in IT. I actually done every job in IT so far. I started off as a help desk guy, grunt worker, did server installs, did a whole bunch of stuff. Now I manage a bunch of stuff in IT. That's kind of the whole high level of it all. And then someone asked what we do besides doing Jeep stuff. I like taking pictures. I haven't done that in a while. Mainly life gets in the way of a lot of things. Doug likes doing woodworking, right? You like doing woodworking with other projects.
Carpentry on the side, a lot of barbecue smoking. We like hiking. We like to take the family camping.
Work on family cars, which is not enjoyable. I spent 3 hours yesterday doing that on Toyota. Yeah. And let's just say Toyota. Awesome.
You know how we feel about Toyota.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to my buddy LJ Dan, but no Toyota.
IT doesn't blow. I'm very happy in my job, and I do quite the good job. I schools many people.
As someone who, that's LJ Dan, and he's in IT too.
Oh, sorry,
yeah, that's
LJ.
the guy I just covered. Yep. Yeah, I know for a fact that Dan is in IT as well. Dan told me something very interesting, that a lot of times mechanics find it very easy to switch to IT because it's a very similar thing. That's what Eric did. Eric worked in a shop and then he worked in IT. And you wouldn't initially be like, those are kind of pretty different, but no, it's the same methodology of problem solving and if this, then that. I found that very interesting. It explains why my buddy's over there. It does not explain why I can't get anything IT related to work for me, and it kind of implies that I'm a crap mechanic. And maybe I am.
Well, that's the next question. Kidding.
I know I'm a hack.
They want the 10. No, I don't care. I'm a hack too. Both never. I mean, we're backyard mechanics. Yep.
Shade Tree. We have a good Shade Tree shirt coming. We have it figured out in here. We just have to get it figured out on paper.
They keep telling you to tend to the fire. The fire's fine. It's actually
I'm intentionally
warm.
keeping it low because it's very warm. I just want the bugs to frig off, Barb. I'll put more wood in. No, I don't care. Bugs are tearing. I think the dog carried off all the firewood. But... There we go. I tended. Yeah. Yeah, believe me, if I wanted a bonfire, there'd be a bonfire.
They want to know if you want to get a Chevy into your Dodge. Chevy motor into your Dodge.
I don't.
Considering it has everything to make it another bigger Dodge.
Yeah. You know what it is? I'm a Mopar guy. Here's my thing with the Dodge, and here's why that project is very special to me. I've been a Mopar guy since I was a kid. And you all know that I consider myself an automotive historian. So having a carbureted Mopar would be that's a big deal to me. Again, trying to approve these comments that got.
There's one comment that D&E thongs have come up in conversation now.
I'm not.
It's all the way.
So some of you are hitting the Trulies harder than others. Hey, man, we got to give the people what they want.
I mean, the wife swore me off them, so for her safety, not mine.
Is that for like? Never mind. I don't want to dig into that one anymore.
Way too many Trulies into that one.
Yeah. Listen. So I did think about swapping all kinds of crazy motors into the Dodge. I took all the measurements for a 4-liter. If there was any way to get a 4-liter into a first gen pre-facelift Dodge Dakota, it would already be done. There's not though. You'd have to put the motor at like an angle. So it's not gonna happen.
Or we could have done what the guy who just did a Cummins swap to a Mustang, just cut and make his own front.
I guess so. I'm not that good. We all know that. And then I looked into like, I mean, at the one point I had the 5.3 sitting right next to it. I could have done that, but I'd really like to have a carbureted. It might bring some new flavor to the channel. I don't know.
More fun at least.
I want to get good at carbureted engines. These DOAs we've been doing, I want to be able to do like Vice Grip and them do. Point blank. I want to get good at carbureted engines and be able to.
Ishman Garcia, you want to know about a recommendation for a 1/2-inch impact for the DI wire? I would suggest the Cobalt one. Wait for they're on sale. They usually come about $199 with the battery, and it's a great alternative to DeWalt, which is about $250. Or buy them used. I've been actually buying a lot of tools on Facebook, new unboxings.
Used is the way to go.
Them, and you lose out on the warranty because DeWalt does have a 3-year warranty with their stuff. I brought them in, and they actually do work.
The Cobalt is made by the same company that makes the Mac 2-inch impact, and I'm pretty sure the batteries are even compatible, which means they're the same machine. And Mac is a brand that gets used for everyday shop as. There's a guy on YouTube who is an everyday technician, and he's been using a Cobalt for 2 or 3 years now in his shop every day, just as a testament to how strong they are.
I said Kyle White recommended the Harbor Freight. The Harbor Freight is a good one.
Earthquake, right?
But they've raised the price on it a lot in a couple.
They realized they had a good product.
Right,
I think AVE ruined that for all of us when he tore it apart and was like, "This is a really good product."
And their 20% coupon excludes the Earthquake brand.
Yeah.
And you might as well, like, if you wait on a low sale, you can get a Cobalt one for $199 with an extra battery 9 times out of 10.
The only problem with that is you're more or less you're probably committing to that battery.
Yeah,
so you got to decide.
But either way, you're going to be pretty much committing to certain batteries.
Well, that's why one of the reasons I haven't bought one yet, because I just can't decide which platform I want to commit to. Eric has all DeWalt stuff. It's really, really good stuff.
And I tell Doug all the time, I thank my wife for choosing it for me.
Yeah.
She bought my first gun for me, and it was a life-changing event. And then the second gun she bought for me a couple years ago after that. And that one really changed our lives. The big one destroys everything.
Yeah. It's true.
What's up, Chuckles?
My sister just texted me.
What?
My wife is laughing off in the corner
She's
here.
not wearing a steel on the channel.
So apparently Eric's
She hasn't
wife
got to the man phone
is
yet.
watching the
Watch
live
out for
stream.
that, baby. I'm going to get one.
Apparently Eric's wife is watching the live stream.
D&D spin round and round.
Eric's wife is my wife's sister, and they're conversing back and forth. And Eric has been disallowed from wearing a D&D thong. I know y'all are heartbroken. I am too.
Okay. Someone said the Milwaukee's better than the DeWalt. Betting back to our conversation, the Milwaukee is better, but so much more expensive, and to my opinion, not worth the extra money for the DI wire.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yes.
If I hadn't seen the DeWalt in action as much as I have, I probably would have said, "Screw it, man! Just pay the extra money for the Milwaukee." And I'm not saying the Milwaukee's not good or worth the money, and that's actually one of the ones I'm considering. The DeWalt is really good. I try not to be too biased in it. That's not true. I'm totally biased about everything. What am I talking about?
Yeah, you're a very opinionated person. The DeWalt has been through hell and back. Let's put it that way. It's been to so many U-Pool trips. We just throw it on the
in
ground
the snow,
and not
in
care.
the rain. I mean,
I've actually learned how to fix it myself. Remember, I told you you could take the cone off, re-grease it, and most of the noises go away.
But I suspect that a lot of them are like that, which is one of the reasons I want to buy the Cobalt to kind of test that.
They want to hear a 4.0 horror story. Welcome, Jenny Domerick, to the conversation.
Yeah, so Willie is actually a family vehicle. It was my sister's first vehicle, and she drove it for about a week with only 5 cylinders. And I don't mean like there was a misfire. I mean cylinder 5 had shattered, and she just kept on driving it. And after a week, she said, it's been making the strangest noise for a week, and it's kind of hard to drive. And my dad said, maybe we should look into that. And lo and behold, I don't know how, didn't need a new block. I know you're not going to believe me. I think it was honed, new cylinder, done and done. New head gasket, done and done. She was awful to that Jeep. She got it stuck on like this concrete drain pipe once and tried to back out and ripped the entire differential out of the front of it.
Willie's been through hell and back.
Willie's been through hell, and like the stuff I've done to it is caring compared to what my sister did to it. But Willie took it. Willie,
I talk about Willie and Johnny Cash on
one piece at a time,
Yeah.
right? Yep. One Piece at a Time is absolutely. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan, and that song "One Piece at a Time" is pretty much my mantra for life. I'm never gonna have the money to just buy what I want. Like, hey man, that is a lifted Jeep and that's X number of dollars. I probably wouldn't even want to if I did have the money. Nope, man. Just like the Dakota, me and Eric, we're gonna get it one piece at a time. It did cost us a dime, but when it's all done, you got that sense of accomplishment, right?
Pride. I mean, you got
absolutely.
blood in the, anything you walk in our driveway has our blood stains on it. Even the new 2013 Outback I had, that thing got me a couple weeks ago with cow converters, and wife was very angry at me. Needless to say.
Yeah, Eric fixed the car, then the wife died a quarter mile down the road.
Yeah, on a really bad turn, and it was just not good for me. Mm-hmm. That was my fault, though. My fault. Yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm not even being sarcastic. If my wife's watching still, 100% my fault. Grab this whole thing's fine. Oh, it's good. Interesting, guys. Real interesting.
Yeah,
Love you.
Eric has a bad habit of putting his foot in his mouth, but this will be the first time he's ever done it live on the internet. You were asking about 4.0 horror stories, though, man. I don't have very many of them. I firmly believe in the 4.0. It's just a loyal motor. The problems it has are dumb issues that are easy to fix. The TPSs, for some reason, are just hydrophilic, and water is drawn to them, and then they short out. So carry a TPS in your glove box or something, you know.
Wyoming at 8. How long has the Dakota been rolled in the woods for? And if you can buy a W to pull it out with WJ.
Hey, what happened?
He says, roll the Dakota once, now it's stuck in the woods, and is a WJ good for helping it out?
I don't know, man.
WJ pulled me out when I got Barney High Center.
That is absolutely true. That WJ in question would be Willie. That's a good story. Eric and I used to work at the same place. And
bad ideas.
About 10 minutes down the road was one of those places in Jersey where you used to be able to wheel, but now you can't because government. We took Barney out at lunch, and we got him stuck, high-centered, and in the process of trying to get him out, we overheated him to the point where it was boiling out the reservoir tank. And I had to give a presentation to the entire company after lunch that day. So we had to hike out of the woods, call one of our coworkers to come and pick us up, to try to get back all sweaty and dirty to give a presentation.
And how I got High Center is I turned to Doug and saying, hey, you think we can get over that? Before he even got the chance to respond, I mashed the gas pedal and said, why not?
My answer was going to be no, by the way. No, Eric, we can't get over that in your stock ZJ.
I know we've told this story before, but it's one of our favorite stories.
Oh, is that what they said?
Yeah.
I mean, I've only got so many stories.
I used to have an AMC 87 Jeep Cherokee 4-door that we bought for my brother's first car, pretty much sight unseen. We saw it on the side of the road and just kind of offered the guy a blanket amount of money, picked it up, drove it home. Later did we learn that the guy used to plow on it with it and spray painted everything so it looked okay. The floorboards were rotted out, everything was rotted out, and then it smoked like it was a diesel. It went through oil like it was a job. And that was my biggest horror story, I guess. And besides overheating Barney,
So, how do you think we should give away these WJ tow hooks? Because I didn't actually figure that out before we went live on the internet.
I don't know.
Here's what we're gonna do. Because I don't want to just do a random thing. Because what if you don't have a WJ? So if you want to enter, so he has chrome WJ tow hooks, black WJ tow hooks, and he has WK, which also work on the XK Commander tow hooks. That he said one set he would be happy to offer up. We're going to compensate him handsomely for this incredibly generous offer since we've been striking out on tow hooks. Email us, dandeoffroad@gmail.com, DANDE offroad. In the subject, just put tow hook giveaway, and then in the body, put which ones you'd want. We will do a live drawing from one of these cups. It's going to have to be on Instagram. I know everyone doesn't have Instagram. I apologize.
My sister tried on Instagram and it wasn't working. She's watching on YouTube.
There's no live stream on Instagram, so that's why. My sister was trying to watch the live stream on Instagram. Okay.
Woo! Hi, Jenny.
Yeah, sorry. The YouTube live stream is on YouTube.
Wow.
What do you say?
Who has an 83 Wagoneer full size with a Jeep inline 6 and 5.2 manual?
That's interesting.
I've never seen one of them. If you have one, call us.
Wait, you're saying you have a Wagoneer with the inline 6?
That's what he just said. Let's have you swapped in.
Yeah,
Right? 83 didn't think it even existed yet. The inline 6.
It didn't. The inline 6 debuted in 87 or 88. 87, right?
87?
Yeah, 87. So yeah, swapped in. That'd be interesting to see, right? Yeah. So listen though, for the tow hook giveaway, if you'd like WJ or WK tow hooks, we'll do the giveaway on Instagram. That's just the best way I can think of to do it. Big thank you to Fleet of WJs. First, for the tow hooks. Second, for being not a first responder, but he's out there cleaning up, getting people power. He showed me some pictures today. The carnage in the Midwest from this derecho, which I don't fully understand. I guess derecho's a windstorm. I don't know. I didn't put enough time into it. But if you're in the Midwest, let me know if you were affected by that. And then so email us there. I will do that drawing on Sunday. That sounds reasonable. Monday. I'll do it on Monday. That way it gives people a chance to watch this. No, it should just be people that were on tonight, right?
Yeah, just people on
Email
tonight.
before midnight tonight.
Yeah.
In the subject, leave tow hooks giveaway. In the body, leave which ones you'd want. Chrome WJ, Black WJ, or WK. And we will do that tomorrow because it should just be people that tuned in here. That's only fair. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, that.
Wow, someone said over 100-mile-per-hour straight line winds is that jerk talk about. That's the one you're talking about? Over 100-mile-per-hour straight line winds.
Yeah, Fleet of WJ sent me some pictures. I mean, trees down everywhere. It looked like a hurricane came through. So I don't fully understand, is derecho the name of the storm or the type of storm, but clearly some kind of massive windstorm ripping through the Midwest. So I hope everyone's okay. Hopefully you're getting power back. If you are, thank Fleet of WJs. He's out there on the ground floor for that.
We got someone asking about rough idle on the late model XJ. I would start with vacuum. It's got like a rough idle, drop and vacuum.
Or obviously throttle body sensors.
Yeah, throttle body sensors.
After that,
check your plugs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you had a tune-up? I'm assuming 4-liter, right?
And be wary of the crack head. If you have coolant and little...
Eric wants to go right to blown head, right? But yeah, actually, right? Make sure...
You pull your oil cap off if you have, like, little, like, coolant sludge on top.
You guys
might have a bigger problem.
Want to hear a story? You haven't heard this yet. My sister sends me a picture today. It's just a picture of... She drives a 2012 Patriot. It's just a picture of a temperature gauge that's normal, but above it is an oil light on. And I just sent back some question marks, and she goes, I'm on a road trip. That just came on in the Jeep. And I said, okay. So I called her real quick, and she goes, oh, sorry, I should go with him. She goes, yeah, so that light's been on for a while. I just tried to get off the highway, and my Jeep doesn't want to go. And I was like, what do you mean it doesn't want to go? She's like, it feels like I'm towing something really heavy. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you just ran your Jeep low of oil, and you seized your motor. She pulls over at an Exxon. She pulls over at an Exxon. She's got her dog, and that's it. She lives in Missoula. She's on her way to Bozeman for a camping trip. I say, go out and check your oil. She goes out and checks her oil. She says, there's no oil. And I'm thinking, God damn it, right? So I say, go buy some oil, in the Exxon and call me right back. Somehow she puts the oil in the Jeep. It starts up just fine. I'm thinking it was in limp mode, and she just didn't notice the flashing check engine light. But I thought for sure she seized her Patriot today. Because there's no oil and it feels like I'm towing something heavy. Yeah, you paperweight. You paperweighted it is what you did. Should have been a shame. But
it's flashing?
Doesn't limp mode...
This fire is a flashing.
Doesn't limp mode... It at least throws a check engine light, right?
Right, but it's supposed to be no power if she's misfiring. But did you run fine afterwards?
It wasn't flash. She didn't notice anything flashing. Doesn't limp mode cause a flashing check engine light in most vehicles?
I don't know about
unless you have a Jeep compass.
Apparently, exactly. That's something different. Yeah. So, yeah, man, the Patriot, that thing that happened today. I don't know what we were talking about.
Yes, the coil pack on late model Jeeps are notorious for being crap. But I want to do a video of that once I get my own 4-liter with a coil pack because I want to convert it to individual coils.
Yeah, I've never liked the coil rail idea because you have to change the whole thing. And I've had my
Josh Craven, her water has just broke.
Joseph Craven.
To you.
Joseph. Hey, bud.
Joseph, sorry.
My buddy, if you guys don't know, I don't think he goes by that. I can't remember what your screen name is, so I won't say it, but we'll just call you Joe. His wife's having a baby as we speak. He is building. Yeah, dude, get off of Jesus, get off of YouTube.
Get to her.
Go. Awesome follower. He and I talk all the time. He actually sent me mead, which was delicious mead that he had made himself. He's building one of the sickest ZJs I've ever seen. He also has an incredible, I think he has a Willys, like a 50s Willys He's got a Challenger. He's in the middle of a move right now. He's got a couple of sons currently, and he's welcoming another child right now. So, Joe, I wish you and your family
That's off to you, bud.
all the luck in the world. This one's for you. I'm about to crack another one, and this one's going to be for Joe and the
95
the
Montero. Is that Mitsubishi? That's Mitsubishi.
yeah, Mitsubishi Montero, right? I assume it's probably very
Isn't that
close to the
Suzuki Rodeo,
Explorer.
sister?
I'm thinking if it's oh no, Mitsubishi.
Oh, cigars.
Where'd you get that? Wife just brought out a box of cigars. Where did you get a box of
Are those the ones I bought
cigars?
for your wedding?
Oh no.
Those are the ones I bought for the wedding.
Yeah, so the wife just brought out a box of cigars that I forgot about that Eric bought for our wedding 3 years ago. I mean, bring it on
I
at this
mean,
point.
yeah.
I'm about to enter truly number 4, so
I'll go get the cutter.
oh, we have a cutter.
I gave you the cutter.
Yeah, I forgot
something
about
else.
that. I like
Oh, mine
cigars,
was
but I know nothing about cigars. I do know that you're not supposed to smoke 4-year-old cigars, though.
How dry is that?
Oh, it's not bad.
No?
I don't care. I could care less. I'm going to open another Truly. This is a Romeo y Julieta numero dos. Boy, there are definitely going to be some cigar aficionados that are not going to like what's about to happen. I'll tell you what, I'm even going to light it with my torch over here. Because, alrighty.
Oh, wait, so last time you had cigars, you nailed and didn't end well.
That's rough, man. There's a really good place near us, JR Cigar, where you can still smoke inside. You can enjoy a stogie and a steak and a glass of fine
Someone's
scotch.
asking about an avalanche seat thing for your uncle. I don't know what that means.
Wait, what do you say?
It's Wyoming 88. You ever get avalanche seat thing for your uncle? Was it your uncle you bought the avalanche from?
I apologize. I'm not really sure what you're asking, but yeah, I bought the avalanche from my uncle. It's actually my wife's uncle. Had really comfortable seats that we, potentially a lot of things could have happened with them. But when I sold that to Dave Himmel, who is another great guy, local guy, he scraps vehicles, makes sure that vehicle doesn't just go straight to the crusher, but that lots of other vehicles benefit from it. He took the seats, he took everything. Jojo, we're live on YouTube. Jojo's got lots to say.
Let's see. Someone's asking if you had any issues with the WJ skid plate fix you did, which means you put the new one on, right? Is that what he's talking about?
I don't have a skid plate on any of my WJs.
I'm assuming the gas tank one.
Oh, the gas tank skid. No. I really like that one. So it was definitely, what did I get? The Omix Atto one, I think? Whatever it was the cheap Rock Auto one. Yes, it was thinner. Yes, I'm keeping an eye on it. I asked the wife for a cigar cutter, and this is what I got. Thanks, babe. Appreciate it. I would recommend that one because finding one in the junkyard, I get people all the time asking me, hey, can you find me a WJ gas tank skid in the junkyard? And the answer is no, I can't. Because all junkyards, at least all the ones we go to, they suspend the vehicle with a stand right on there, and they're all slightly rusted out, and they go right through.
Plus, it's 100% worth it just to spend the extra money to get a nice new one because
it was
they're
like
usually
$100
all rotted out.
And people complained, oh, it's thinner metal. Well, yeah, it is thinner metal. So take care of it. Wash it off. Wash the salt off of it, and you'll be fine.
Let you read that one. I have no idea about that one. No, that's a you,
Yeah, the hack and tap kit for a 32 spline. Yeah. I mean, if you're asking me, it's about the hack and tap kit for a 242 that IRO sells. That's a very common thing that people do. I've never done it, so I can't really give you firsthand advice. I literally just talked to someone yesterday who was telling me they were doing it. I don't remember if it was in a comment or an Instagram thing. It's legit if you don't mind taking a hacksaw, to your WJ there. I really wish YouTube wouldn't try to censor these comments. Like, I'm an adult. I'll make it. I'll be all right. I'm gonna get a drink. Can't reach it. Eric, take me that cooler.
How many kick towards me?
I don't know. Figure it out. I
Want
want
a bar.
Struggle is real, man. Oh boy. Send it.
Someone was asking about the oil gauge on a WJ. It is a dummy, right?
Not all of them.
Well,
Not all of them. Something interesting? I thought my 2000 one was for the longest, and I've just recently, Willie, found out it's not.
Really?
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not. And the one in my 4.7 is definitely not.
So maybe I'm wrong, and then because you told me when they were dummies.
I know
did not
some
know.
of them are dummies, and if you go on the forums, a lot of people are in there complaining about dummy fuel pressure gauges.
Oil pressure.
Yeah, whatever I said. Not the case. I've had a lot of Truly. Not a lot. I've had enough Truly. I'm a lightweight, man.
I always enjoy watching my Barney oil pressure because it's. Let's just say, guys, you know me and Barney. He's had like one oil change a year, but I don't drive him that much. Gonna be fair. I mean, I get him maybe 2,000 miles a year.
We'll just pray on that for a little bit.
This is definitely yours. So that's the special one. This is not.
All right. We'll get back to that. I'm just not sure I actually want to do a 4-year-old cigar right now. Wife brought it out and all, but I don't know.
I was shocked you still had them.
Yeah, I mean, where are they going to go? Right? Anywho's it. More blocked comments, I tell you.
Folks.
I mean, I'm not mad at the folks. By all means, curse.
Oh, they're asking where we're
Oh, it's Project Dan of all people.
Project Dan, you came in.
Yo, Dano, what's up, buddy?
Why did he get blocked?
I was talking because he said shite.
Oh, yeah, shites.
Shame on you,
Yeah,
Dan.
you're so late, man. You should be here having one with us.
I mean, shame on you for the thing. Jiminy Christmas.
Well, you give me Trulies.
Dan is a friend of the show for sure.
I told him to come here and smoke a cigar with us. How was I not inviting him?
Dan's a cigar guy. He would be horrified if he knew we were smoking 4-year-old cigars.
Man, I forgot about what these. I gotta smell it now.
What you smoking?
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, these are Romeo and Juliets that Eric got me for my wedding that we never finished. My wedding was 4 years ago.
Not that dry though.
Surprisingly, not that
I
dry.
was expecting them to be falling apart.
Yeah. So, anywho's it. As far as upcoming projects, I thought we'd touch on that real quick. Something that I need to do before winter. Ruby needs to get rockers because otherwise there's not going to be rockers left. So my plan is to take 2x6 tube and basically just weld that in where the rockers used to be. There's a company, HK Off-Road. My wife just found a cigar cutter. She's so proud of me.
Guess we're committed now.
Thank you, babe. There's a company called HK Off-Road that makes some weld-in rockers. They're sliders, really. But I kind of looked at what they did and realized you can really cut out WJ rockers pretty cleanly. And then a piece of either 2 or 3x6 tubing, square, rectangle tubing, is going to fit in there really well. My plan is to do it as rockers on Ruby, and then if it works, do it as sliders with 1/4 inch on Willie. That's something that has to happen, and that transfer case that I keep putting off has got to get in. I'm gonna ruin your secret. Eric has a hole in his oil plan, and he's gonna fix it.
My plan?
His oil plan. He planned on some oil and it's leaking. I'm not going to say what you're going to do. I'm just going to say that
I have this idea that something might work that's commonly available at any store you go to, but I'm not sure yet. I bought a can of it. I'm going to take a shot, and if you all enjoy, see if it works. In a pinch, you guys can fix it too. We just can add to the list of what it can fix.
Yeah, I am less.
I do have the right part sitting in the back of the Buick for now 4 months though.
Yeah. So
just in case it doesn't work.
Eric's gonna fix an oil pan in not the right way, which is just to replace the oil pan that's leaking. It's literally just got a hole in it, but that's something that's upcoming. Willie needs a winch bumper. It's really embarrassing that he doesn't have a winch. I don't know how many of you saw me make the mechanics bench, but that huge chunk of 4x4 angle iron, I want to make that into a custom bumper. What's that? Going. Might as well. Wife's getting in on the cigar action. He said, why not? They're 4 years old. It's going to be rough.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
And I'm going to light it with this torch, which is going to piss off
And
a
another
lot
project
of people.
that's in the wind, it's been in the wind for a while. We tease at it all the time. It's something else that we have sitting around that I need to get going sooner than later. That is very blue on the screen. This is good.
Eric is going to absolutely torch the end of that cigar. I guarantee it. He may lose beard on this. There it is. That's enough. We have another DOA that we've had for a friggin' year.
It's really been a year. I'm really sad it's been a year.
It's damn near a year. It's a DOA Jeep. That's all I'm going to say. Some of you have actually told you about it. It is coming around, and we are absolutely going to. We got to get to it. The problem is it's up at Eric's house, and we never seem to get to it. It's a bummer. But you guys are going to enjoy it. It's a really cool Jeep. Hey, D&E, can I ask you a question about the 4.7? What is that? Thickens? I can't see the screen. By all means, man, ask me whatever y'all you want to. That's why we're here right now. We're not doing this just so people can watch us drink. That doesn't
smoke cigars.
And now smoke cigars, mine which went out. Ask away. Good cigar? No, they're not. I mean, they were maybe 4 years ago, but now they're very dry.
I need a little more roast in here.
It's not the right way to light a cigar. I'm saying, right? Oh, yeah.
Whole bunch of my luck. Whole bunch.
That right there was worth the whole live stream, right? You guys have been tuned in for an hour and a half. Now this is supposed to be an hour. That was worth it.
My eyes are so watery.
Eric is just not particularly...
Are you still getting comments? My comments stopped.
Got enough DOAs. Maybe time for a Red Green in the duct tape. Yo, Red Green is hilarious. You guys ever watch Red Green? He's this old Canadian guy who had a show for like 12 years. He's absolutely... He's like the original AVE. Yeah. Do you guys watch AVE? I feel like everybody kind of watches AVE, right?
Yeah, I catch them once in a while. I mean, I've actually slowed down on my YouTubing a lot recently.
I have not. I watch so much. I watch more YouTube than I watch normal television. AVE, Vice Grip Garage, Junkyard Digs. I don't even want to... This is wrong to say. For whatever reason, I can't get into Dylan McCool, which is weird because he's a Mopar guy. And I find that a lot of our viewers watch the same people, which I think is really cool. I feel like everybody probably watches AVE. Quick Dick with Dick. He is absolutely hilarious. I'm going to do it the right way this time.
There we go. I got my comments back.
So, as far as stuff we want to do, we definitely want to do that miles per gallon WJ. That's something we're actively looking, but we recognize that you need a newer WJ to do that, meaning a younger one.
If we get one, I want to hold on to it for a while. We don't want to get rid of it. Like some of the stuff you see we get and go, they go. I've never had a WJ that's mine. Let's be honest here.
It's always been his brother's.
And
another thing we want to do is get a tow vehicle. We're always on the lookout for a pickup truck that could tow stuff around.
I almost found one today. You can trade for a case of beer.
Yeah, this guy, what was that, a 94 F-150? 96 F-150. The guy literally said, I would trade this truck for a case of beer.
I have a voicemail on his phone right now trying to get it.
He was just like, I don't care about this truck. I mean, the problem is if you buy your truck for a case of beer, you probably don't want to be towing with that.
He says it runs fine. There's little rust. But little rust is very deceiving because there's a whole fender well that's not.
I didn't see any fender wells on that thing. The Dakota, or not the Dakota, the Avalanche was supposed to be that, but that didn't work out. Anywho. For anyone who has joined us who wasn't here before, one of our viewers, sorry, I got a cigar in my mouth. I'm so bad at this. One of our viewers, Fleet of WJs, has so generously decided to give away a set of tow hooks on this live stream. He has WJ tow hooks and he has WK tow hooks. If you'd like to join for that giveaway, email us, dandeoffroad@gmail.com. In the subject line, put tow a giveaway. In the body, tell me if you want WJ or WK. Anything after midnight tonight will not be accepted because I only want that to be available for people who joined us on this live stream. I think that's just fair. And yeah, man, I'll do the thing tomorrow. I'm going to have to announce the winners on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, I thoroughly apologize.
I'll put them on Facebook too.
Yeah, we'll do them on Facebook, and I'll get in touch with you any way I can. I mean, if I have to, directly find you on YouTube or whatever. Yeah, that'll be that. Super cool of Fleet of WJs. He's also a Bears fan. I'm just saying, Bears fans are good people. That's all I'm saying. He's a Jets fan. Which is worse, a Bears fan or a Jets fan?
Look, I have faith in nothing.
We both suck. Which is worse, do you guys think?
Look, at least the Bears have made some good plays. The Jets just screw up everything. Butt fumble. That's all I got to say. Butt fumble.
I mean, he's making my argument for me.
I love the Jets, but fumble people.
I've found that not very many of our viewers are NFL fans, and it gets fewer every year as more and more BS comes out of the NFL.
Dan, I'm right there with you. I'm done with sports too.
Dude, it's rough, right? I tried watching, like, you know what? I can watch the NHL still.
Actually, that's true. They're doing.
Let's get beyond some hockey. It's a shame my Devils are, like, the worst team in the entire league, but whatever. I just my secondary team. I think Chicago's still in it, right?
Your wife said not to admit that you're a Jets fan in public.
Wow. Eric. So I told you, my wife is Eric's wife.
Comment. We can have a conversation here.
My wife is Eric's wife's sister. They are sisters, so they've been watching the live stream
about me in the
and commenting back and forth. His wife asked him to please not admit he's a Jets fan in public. Our wives are Pittsburgh fans, so that's
aftermarket seats in WJ for overlanding. Someone's asked about aftermarket seats for overlanding in WJ. WJ seats are comfortable.
You know what I would do though?
ZJ.
Yeah, the most comfortable seats Jeep has ever put in anything are in the early 90s ZJs. I had a 95 ZJ. I never wanted to get out of the thing. The thing ran like crap. It was a piece of absolute trash, but I didn't ever want to get out of it because the seats were so damn comfortable. Barney seats, comfortable. You know what else is comfortable? That 96 Ford, man. Those seats hug you. That Explorer we've got right now. So one of the things I wanted to do, WG seats aren't actually that great. It's nice that the leather is heated.
I like cloth ones. I didn't like the ones on Willie's. Willie's got a little redesign.
What was Big Buck?
Big Buck was my wife's asking me what was
Cherokee.
in Big Buck. Big Buck was a Cherokee from 99. Were his seats okay?
Oh,
They were good. 99 XJ seats, pretty good. What do y'all think? Let me know.
Until you break them. My brother broke his 98.
That happens in WJs too, though, unfortunately.
Explorer going is what Explorer's going. There's really nothing else to say about Explorer. Right?
Explorer needs to go. It's
Yeah.
too nice for me. If I keep it, I'm going to tow with it. I'm going to put a bunch of greasy chainsaws in the back. My kid's going to get half-eaten Cheerios stuck everywhere. It's in real good shape right now. I'm trying to sell it. That's all there is to it. Or trade it for something else. I could really use a pickup. I almost traded it for a dang old 5-speed Comanche, but that fell through. Yeah, wife lady was really petitioning for that 5-speed Comanche. I'll tell you that much. eBay your 2-door.
Movie's Garage definitely did say that. The seats went from soft to hard. And I don't know why. They're getting firmer and firmer in newer cars.
You know what is the worst seats? Are 2018 Compass. Might as well be a park bench. I don't know what they were like. Why? I'm about to rip those out and put ZJ seats in them. Y'all gonna get a video on 2018 Compass swap ZJ seats.
They're saying not to sell the Explorer.
But I'm gonna destroy it. I'm so mean to vehicles.
Our wife's uncle has an idea that we should cut the back off and make it a Bronco.
Something like that's gonna happen. He wants me to cut the back off and then hire like some company that makes covers for boats to make a canvas top for the back. That's the future of that poor little
The
Explorer
funny thing
Sport.
is that there's someone around you who has an Expedition that basically did the thing with a boat cover that snaps.
Yeah.
That you can buy. But
I like the Explorer. I've been dailying it. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to keep it till I sell it, and I'm having a hard time selling it. Not hard time finding someone to buy it, hard time letting it go. So
I want to thank all you guys that are watching us. We've had a steady at least 50+ viewers the whole time.
that's groovy, man. I appreciate y'all coming out. I mean, this was only supposed to be an hour, but people are still here, so I'm kind of just chilling. When I sign off, I was just going to keep drinking beer, smoking cigar, and talking about Jeeps, so might as well.
I'm going to die of a cigar.
inhale.
Stop breathing the cigar in, man.
I smoke these about once a year.
It's true. It's true. I don't smoke that often. I got to make a public apology to Project Dan, right? This is an injustice, Dan. When the very first time I met you, it was at the Polar Plunge in Seaside Heights, New Jersey, 2 years ago. You brought some cigars. And I don't know, man. Like, it was awkward because like you're meeting someone for the first time. We weren't loosey-goosey yet. They ended up in my WJ glove box. We never smoked them. They're still there, man. I'm sorry. We never, like, I don't know what happened. So, Dan, I apologize. Everybody knows Project Dan and D&E in the Garage go hand in hand. Dan's our guy. So, I owe you some cigars, man. That's all there is to it. I really
You
wish I
said
could...
Cubans. Oh no, I didn't realize they were Cubans.
Jesus, Dan, stop. Is that true? I didn't know. I don't know anything about cigars. I'm an idiot. I'll go to Cuba. I'll get you more cigars. We'll crack a beer shortly and then put the winch bar on my... Cool, man. Oh, Scott Rad. That's our guy from down in Australia. What's up, Scott? Scott is a real great dude. We had an opportunity to talk quite a bit from Queensland. Scott, man, I know things are getting weird down there. I hope everything's good for you, bud.
Where my friends live there.
In Queensland, I think I could exist in Australia. From what I know. Fun fact, I lived in Australia when I was a baby for like 3 months. I don't obviously remember it. I was literally 6 months old, but I can tell people I lived in Australia. It's super misleading, but I can say it anyway. My wife's laughing. She thinks I'm an idiot.
Ishman Garcia, how to identify the axles I have in a 99 WJ
Okay, you've either got a Dana 35
for ball joints.
Wait, what?
For ball joints.
Dana
Dana 35 and 30 should be the same ball joints, you know?
Well, Dana, there's no ball joints. I mean, you've got that rear ball joint, but that's the same. And then your WJ only came with a Dana 30 in the front. Those are all going to be the same ball joints. In the rear, there is a ball joint, but it's the same on both. It's the ball joint for the rear A-arm. So that shouldn't affect it. If you do want to know how to identify a Dana 35 from a Dana 44, the Dana 35 is going to be all round, kind of like a Chrysler 8 1/4, and the 44 has some straight lines on it. It's really the easiest way. Otherwise, just Google it. I mean, and there'll be a picture of a side-by-side. But if you're doing it for ball joints, you don't have to worry because the front only got the Dana 30. All those ball joints are the same. There is a fun fact, and this has always been kind of horrifying to me. Some of the Dana 30s that went into Jeeps in the 90s and early 2000s were so far out of spec that they actually have special ball joints for if your tabs are like super wonky. I've never run into any of those, but if you go on like Rock Auto, you'll see part numbers for
Like mood correction, kind of.
correction ball joints to correct the fact that they're just super out of spec, which is a little concerning, but what are you gonna do?
Dude, look at the ash I got going on.
It's an impressive ash.
Happy with it.
It's another impressive ash
Ah, look at you guys.
because of my wet hand. What else we got here?
One other joke.
Yeah.
My wife's MIA.
Oh, that's true.
This is not.
I cannot hear physically.
Yeah,
She's watching Two Children. Thank you, Mia. But my wife's name is Mia and MIA.
it's true. Yeah.
What am I going to laugh
She's got
at for?
she's got a lot of names.
I was just giving her a shout out.
At this point, you guys are just, like, it's not a live stream anymore. You just happen to be watching people hanging out on a deck. Exactly. Yeah. It keeps going out because I'm bad at cigars. I'm sorry. Dan, I'm really sorry about that Cuban thing. I feel so
My wife just texted me.
Let's talk about more Jeep stuff, man. I feel bad here.
She said
I'm
you
giving
can't
up on
speak.
my 99 XJ. Can't fix it from pulling right.
I'll start doing my phone.
Huh. It's pulling right? Maybe your frame's bent? That'd be rough, right?
Look at her go.
I hate to hear you
Does it for
giving up
30
on a
seconds.
Jeep, right? Yo, Mitch XJ Dad, we've had some chances to talk as well. That's a stand-up guy from Michigan.
Yeah. She's getting so good. Sorry, I'm showing Doug's wife a picture, a video of my daughter who swam for the first time by herself for about almost a minute. And it was amazing to me because I've been working out with her all summer.
D&E's a family channel. We're all family here. Eric and I are family. We're brother-in-laws. We intend fully to bring up, right now we got all daughters, in the Jeep way, in the self-sufficiency way. And we thoroughly enjoy talking to all you because I know a lot of our viewers are the same way. Matthew Wright, talk to you all the time. I know you're a family man, Jeep guy. Mitch XJ Dad, I mean, that's in the name right there. It says it all. Joseph Craven, right? Actually had a kid tonight and for some reason was on our live
Not yet.
stream.
She's actually watching with us as your water broke.
Crazy, Buck.
Congrats again.
Yeah,
cigars
man.
and R&B.
Hey, you know what? The cigars are for the new Craven. Cravens are currently living up in, I can't remember if it's Oregon or Washington, but they're moving to, I think you say Kentucky, so that's awesome. a little bit closer. If this channel ever gets big enough, man, my number one goal is to be able to travel to meet y'all, because it's crazy to me how many like-minded people there are. You know what I mean? I don't feel like we have viewers. We just have like-minded people. Like, we're just regular-ass Jeepers. I'd love to meet some more of you guys, you know?
You're supposed to keep that. You're supposed to do it.
No, you don't need to, Eric. You don't need 12 inches of ash.
Also, guys, you haven't seen that. That's all the ash right now. I'm so proud of myself. It's a stack. Dan says you owe him a visit, and we do. We're supposed to come and drive.
Yeah. Dan,
Hold on, bluff here, Dan.
we tried, Dan.
We almost had it.
Yeah, the wife's off in the corner
Oh!
saying we almost had it. That's why you don't keep 6 inches of ash. Eric just burned a hole in his back. Now the dog's barking.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, Dan invited us out to his lovely home, and we blew him
I
off.
get to watch a delay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dano. It just, the summer got away from us, man. It's been such a weird year. Like, I hate to even bring that up right now, but I don't know. Like, who knows what anybody's doing, right? Here in New Jersey, like, I know some of the country's not doing that bad. New Jersey is straight up locked down, man. I can't even get a haircut. That's why my mop top looks like this.
I
Can't
look
get a
good
haircut.
getting my own haircut by the way.
He actually does look. I hate to compliment him, but
Also, I mean, I'm just growing the mop up top. It's like probably 6 inches long.
I thought about growing my hair out, but that didn't work out. Yeah, man. Let's talk about Jeeps. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants anything from us but Jeeps.
Hey, what are you biting at?
Stop. Hey, we got a dog emergency. The dogs are fighting. Come here, Joe. Say hi to the people. Come here, baby.
No, it's just a little bit.
2003 4.7. Oh, digital selector controlled by PCM.
Hey, come here.
This is JoJo. She's a Jeep dog, and she causes problems.
Firkins, what car are you talking about? A WJ? I didn't think they were digital.
Wait, what's the problem?
He said, "Hey Doug, do you know if the digital selector in a 2003 4.7 is controlled by the PCM?"
Digital selector? Maybe.
Are you talking about the overhead console?
I'm sorry. Maybe it's too many Trulies. I don't really talk. Joseph Craven, you're moving because you're governor.
Yeah,
the wife and I have been talking about moving to Iowa, of all things. Unfortunately, her whole family is in upstate New York, so I was told she will happily move to Iowa when I can afford a private plane so that we can still visit the family in upstate. So
Revolutionary. Let's take it.
I'm going to need more subscribers,
Lots of them.
and otherwise I don't get to move to Iowa.
I got deals for you guys. Friends and family discount. Subscribe. Just subscribe. Hi, Joe.
Dan says he needs WJ help soon.
You want to do what you want to do?
Yeah, I want so much to get rid of the hydro fan on the WJ. When I bought my 4.7, I didn't like the hydro fan setup, and now I despise it. It is a ridiculous, it's insane. Why in the world should your cooling fan be tied to your power steering pump? They're two very vital systems, so when one of them goes, both of them go. And I've actually talked to a lot of people who are like, hey man, I knew my power steering was a little weak, and I'm overheating. I didn't ever think that the two were connected. Yeah, unfortunately they're connected because Jeep thought it was necessary.
Sorry.
You know?
Yeah. No, you know, I agree with you on that, Steve. But I actually found a parts 99 Jeep. Still talking to the guy. We just got to get down and take a look and see if it's the right thing.
Where is it?
I forget now.
Yeah,
But it's 99 V8, and he says it's not a hydraulic fan. So, but the guy doesn't really know much.
No,
about
99 was electric and mech. So you had an electric fan and a mechanical fan on the front of the motor. That's the setup. That's what you should have on a 4.7. This hydro fan thing is some engineer justifying his paycheck. That's all that was. It's ridiculous. I
The
hate it.
digital
Man.
selector he's talking about on a Dakota, which I believe is actually a column shift, unless you have the one on the floor.
Yeah.
Which would be, it's probably controlled by the TCM, which is transmission control module.
Yes.
For that car. Truck. SUV. Whatever.
It's a truck. Yeah, man. Sorry. That I don't even know what the original question was at this point.
KW, what's your question? I'm sorry. There's a lot of people commenting. I must have browsed over it.
I'm sorry, man. Like we're drinking.
And now I've got a cigar, so I'm all twisted up.
Kato, you ask your question. I promise it's going to be the
We're both
priority.
watching right now.
Yep.
We love Martin Built, by the way. A lot of
Yo,
good
Martin
videos
Built
from
is
him.
great. The
He's,
stuff he does
isn't it?
is so on point. I wish I had the time that he has, and I'm not trying to belittle what he does, just saying, well, he clearly has the time to do it. Like, he is a meticulous guy. I think from watching his videos, he might be an electrical engineer by trade, which certainly comes out in his videos. He knows what he's doing. When he tackles a project, he does it right. If you want to know how to modify a WJ, pray that Martin Built has done it, because there's an amazing video out there on it. I'm trying to get rid of my hydro fan, and I'm going to use Martin's method for that, for sure. Martin Built does great work. Sorry,
Push button 4x4. Are you talking about some Chevy stuff or Fords? Because I hate either one of them. Chevy does the vacuum stuff where it's push button and it's garbage. Doug and I experienced that numerous times in my Chevy. I've actually learned you can do a choke cable quick trick to actually make a manual pull and bypass
which you
the
should,
vacuum.
man. Don't introduce technology to a vehicle where it doesn't need to be. There's nothing wrong with the manual shift lever that we all have in our 90s unibody Jeeps. Why does it need to be vacuum actuated? I don't even know how it's actuated in the Ford. It's got a dial, so I guess it's electronic. I do know, actually. It's an electronic Borgs-Warner case. I guess that's fine, but here's the thing. If I'm in my WJ and I pull the shift lever, I know what's going to happen. If I turn that knob and it doesn't go into four-wheel drive, I got no idea, man. Now I got to diagnose all kinds of solenoids and stuff. I'm a big fan of the manual shift lever.
KW, your question. I have a 96 GJ VA oil pressure, jumps from around 60 to 20 up and down at idle.
Dude,
I kind of want to say that you might
sending unit.
Yeah.
It
Or it might be a
seems
clogged sock at the bottom.
could be a clog sock.
Or fill, whatever.
Let's pick up tube. Let's start with the least catastrophic option. If you have the ability to, go ahead and get a new sending unit. They're not expensive new. Maybe you can get one out of a junkyard. I actually had the sending unit on my 4.7 Go. I was at a stoplight and my oil pressure pegged to 0, and I was terrified. I ran to a gas station that was right around the corner, checked my oil, and I decided, hey man, it's probably got oil pressure. There's oil in it. It's not ticking like crazy.
What car was it?
That was a 4.7. That was Ruby over the winter.
But what about, want to tell them about the red ZJ we had that we drove back? That had no oil pressure?
Yeah, that one actually didn't. I mean, but for the 4.7, if it's jumping all over here, first
It's
thing
not
you can
4.7,
do.
though. It's a 96, so it's a 5.2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about a 4.7. Wait, let me read it again. 96 CJV8. Oh, so that's the 5.2.
Still probably the same thing, though.
Listen, find your oil pressure sending unit. I admit I don't unfortunately know where that is on the 5.2 offhand. I know where it is on the 4.0 and the 4.7, but find your oil pressure sending unit. First thing, make sure the connection is strong. Clean it out. Make sure there's no corrosion on the ends. If there's no corrosion on the ends and the connection is strong, try replacing your sending unit. It's like a $30 gamble. If that doesn't fix it, you're going to want to probably pull your oil pan and take a look at the pickup tube. Then you actually have an oil pressure issue. I have found very few Jeeps that actually have an oil pressure issue. It's usually the sending unit. The one exception would be I don't remember, what was that, a 96, the red one?
Yeah.
It was a 96 ZJ 4-liter. I bought it for song, and it actually had a bad oil pump. That's one out of the probably 30 Jeeps we've owned between the two of us that actually had an oil pressure issue. I had that go on a 2002 WJ. I had that go on my 2001 4.7. The sending units, they kind of go. They're a little weak.
Yeah.
So it's most likely that. I would check that. It's a $30 gamble. Why not take it, you know?
Someone was asking on their 4.7 HO, they have a 2-to-1 grounding cable. That's for both heads, right? You have the back, both heads have 2 grounding cables to go to 1 in the back of the 4.7?
Yeah.
So they bolt to the heads. He's asking where they bolt. So they should
yeah.
go bolt to the back of the valve cover, if I'm not mistaken, or the back of it. I haven't worked in a 4.7 in a long time, so you'd have to. I thought it was the back valve cover.
I haven't addressed that directly, but yeah, there should be one on each bank. So there's probably a diagram. I can't tell you definitively, to be honest with you, but
But usually that's where if you have them on, they go to the back of the heads to the firewall.
Mm-hmm.
And then normally, if you have a Jeep, they actually rot out.
Yeah. That's a problem. I found one of those on the Avalanche, a rotted out ground cable, but there were so many other issues.
Well, they usually just braided steel, so they just kind of go away real quick.
I put this cooler with way more Truly than we'd ever need, and we're almost out. So that tells me this has gone on Way too long.
Oh, there's a pineapple left.
Yeah, you can
Thanks, baby. Eric has to drive later, so
Yeah,
he
that's
has to
true.
be responsible. This cigar is making my favorite.
I've mentioned it a couple of times. We are fully on the Truly train.
Oh, Jesus.
Truly getting unruly. This
The
is
wife
my
would have to come
custom
get me
koozie,
now.
which you probably can't see because of the light. If you're drinking Trulies, I highly recommend the pineapples. They're delightful.
Have you ever considered drinking with a 98 ZJ59? I actually went and test drove one for the channel.
Wait, what did he say?
9859.
What about it?
If we ever tinker one. Yeah.
A niner? Come
I
on.
went and test drove one. My God, it was amazing, but the trend's on its way out, and it's one of my criteria is if I'm going to buy something, the body can be perfect, and the transkin motor can be junk. If both are all junk, then I don't want it. And it was way too much money for what they wanted. It was awesome to drive. First and second was amazing. Third just wasn't there.
Here's the problem with the niner.
It's a big motor for a small engine, man. It's a pain to work on.
And when you look at the numbers, you get a little more torque, but literally the exact same horsepower as the 5.2. And the 5.2 is more reliable. Listen, I've gone on record, and I'll get it tattooed someplace. There's no replacement for displacement. I love big displacement. I don't even have a reason. If you're like, why? I'm like, just because I do. They're like, but why? And I'm like, because I do. And they're like, but what does it add? And I'm like, just shut up because it does. You know? Big displacement, but...
Yeah, Scott Cameron. Yeah, from each head, it grounds to their firewall. It's a 2-to-1 cable. It goes basically like a Y, and it's a one grounding point. Usually, you can usually see the bolt that grounds to on the firewall. At least that's how it is in the 4.0s. I haven't worked on a 4.7 in ages at this point. Last time I worked on a 4.7 was your lifter.
Said naturally aspirated lives matter.
Oh, that's a t-shirt idea that has to go down here.
Don't write that.
What?
I like it, man. Yeah, dude. Like, why not, right? Naturally aspirated lives matter. Cheers, just cracked one. I'm using my D&E holder. Oh, yeah, Scott. Yeah, our buddy Scott, man. I'm telling you, from down in Australia, one of the coolest things about what happens at D&E is that I've gotten to talk to people all over the globe. Scott down in Australia. I got a good buddy, James, over in France, of all places. And it's just wild. Dave up in Canada, getting to talk to Jeepers all over the world. And what I've found is that we're not all that different. As an American, I kind of figured Jeeps didn't exist other places. Not like they straight up didn't exist, but you don't feel like the rest of the world is. Jeep is such an American thing. They're terrible on gas. They're big and they're loud and they're gratuitous. You just assume that's like an American thing. No, like there are WJ guys in friggin' France, bro. Like, and that blew my mind. Maybe I'm just simple.
Actually, who did a good video of that? Project Dan.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Dan, you did
Dan did
at the beginning of this whole lunacy that we're going through. You did around the world, right? And that's so great. You had someone in, was it China? No, it was Japan, right?
Yeah.
Crazy,
beautiful.
man.
That was a beautiful XJ.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I dig it. You know who got awesome XJs? The UK. They got an Orvis XJ, and their XJs have rear headrests, which is fun. We got
people are chasing us on this natural aspirated lives matter shirt right now. They've like 4 or 5 people that want this shirt.
No, I don't care. Done. It's done. Consider it done.
I've been writing t-shirt ideas down. So,
bro, it'll be on Etsy next week. Actually, I'm going on vacation next week. It'll be on Etsy in 2 weeks. Why not? Yeah, I don't.
Someone's asking about what happened with the seatbelts and the compass. You just got replaced by the Jeep after a long turmoil.
Listen, man, I got more negative feedback on that video than I expected. People really believe that a mouse came in and chewed both seatbelts in the exact same place, but only that place.
As a second to seeing it, it was definitely a malfunction in the seatbelt.
Dude, I'm not saying it's not insane. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, I couldn't explain it, but it wasn't a mouse. It certainly wasn't my dog. So, listen, here's the long and the short of it. Jeep did the right thing eventually, and they replaced them. I do a lot of cheerleading for the Jeep brand. I recognize that the Jeep brand that I am cheerleading for is not really the Jeep brand that exists in the new market right now. It is what it is, man.
But the new Jeep brand's not bad either. They chase power, man. They're all about making things go fast, which is awesome.
Yeah, like I like the idea of the Jeep brand sticking around. That's why when the wife wanted a new car, we decided we wanted one new car in the fleet. We said, yeah, it's going to be a Jeep. I'm not going to give my money to anybody else. My hard-earned American pesos, you know.
All seatbelts matter.
All seatbelts matter. I like seatbelts, actually. I know some people that find seatbelts very oppressive, and I find the fact that I'm mandated to wear seatbelts oppressive because I'm a libertarian and I find all laws oppressive. But I can't get in a car without clicking a seatbelt. It's just like a Pavlovian thing. R.I.P. the illustrator for Tom and Jerry. Is that true? You can't just drop that with no context. Did the guy who illustrated Tom and Jerry pass away?
Someone give you props on your 4.7 proper fluid source 4.7. Doug does a lot of research, guys. You want Jeep knowledge, you got to go to that guy. I am the true backyard man. I don't like research things. I tear things apart and just go at it. He works on things to the 9th degree. I mean,
thank you, buddy.
He does. If you want to, his one of his majors is history major, which inherently means he's very detail oriented. So he goes through everything meticulously until he finds the right answer. Hence why the code still hasn't gotten all the way done yet, because he's trying to find the best answer for his problem.
Yeah, if anybody who is very well versed in carbureted ignition systems wants to hit me up, I'm leaning towards HEI over points, but then every once in a while I find some idiot who makes a really good argument for points. I don't know. I'm up my own Oshlock with that argument. Trying to read comments.
My phone might stop die every time.
I can't read anything. Do I need glasses?
You gotta bring the 27-inch monitor out, man.
Why can't they just be bolted to the A-pillar like the old cars? You're talking about seatbelts, man? Yeah, I dig it. Like, I don't understand what happened with the seatbelts in that Compass. I searched the internet. I mean, I was 20 pages deep on Google search. No one else has had this issue. And I even look, like, once a month, I'll be like, let me see if this friggin' thing is surfaced. No. I don't know what happened. I know it wasn't mice. I know it wasn't my idiot dogs. I'm pretty sure it wasn't my daughter.
What do XJs, Pacers, Gremlins, Dodge Neons, and Matador have in common?
Oh, you're gonna... Okay, say it again.
Okay, so what do the XJ, Pacer, Gremlin, Dodge Neon, and Matador have in common?
I'm thinking it's a transfer case, but I'm not certain.
What is a transfer case?
I'm not... What?
I'm answering like it's Jeopardy.
Oh, what is a transfer case? Yeah, let me know. My guess would be the very first, because the Gremlins is the one that's getting me. I know they had the very first... I think it's a transfer case. Or maybe unibody, someone said? Yeah, but that's so many vehicles.
And you know what, guys? I'm gonna prop to unibody. I drive unibody Jeep. He drives unibody. People say you can't tow with them, plow with them, do anything with them. We do everything with them. I towed, was it 5,500 pounds the other day in Barney on the highway with a poorly loaded trailer by my brother. And it did fine. I mean, it wasn't hooning down the highway, but I was able to hold 65 and pull up hills and down on Route 80.
You could almost die, though.
Well, that was because the trailer was loaded improperly. My brother basically front-loaded or back-loaded the trailer. I can't remember which one.
Can you carry this for a minute?
Yeah. And it was, I had to come to a point where I had to do a little turn, and all of a sudden, you know how the fishtail starts happening? Yeah, that was terrifying. That's when I realized I wanted something bigger to tow with. So, guys, I want to apologize. Some of you guys will comment. You don't get to see much of the E. I'm still not as good as Doug as filming videos, and it takes me a while to get a good video going. He's just a natural at it. Got to give the man props where he's got it. And sometimes I make a video and I just laugh at myself because it's really such an amateur hour that it's not worthy to go on YouTube. So I'm working on it. Hopefully, I think I'm gonna have a U-pull come up soon. Also, I haven't been doing a lot of wrenching. I got a lot of stuff going on, and wrenching kind of always comes the back seat to me. It's more of a necessity, but usually my busy months for wrenching, September, October, November, I'm getting ready for plow season. That's when Barney really comes into the bay, and I tear him down, make sure he's safe and ready for the winter. I'm hoping to get my next project in, actually sooner or later. I'm cleaning out my garage hopefully this weekend so I can roll that baby in and really get some good content cranking for you guys.
Did we get an answer?
I didn't look for the answer. Hold on.
What do all these things have in common? I think it's going to be a transfer case, but
He didn't answer yet.
More blocked comments. My ZJ towed 2,500. Oh, designer.
That's a good call.
Well played, sir. I dig that, man. Automotive history is so interesting to me.
They want more team videos. They want us both working together again.
Yeah, I had somebody ask me what you were up to recently.
I actually just owe an apology for that. I am that my own videos don't meet up to quite the standard that I would like to hold for myself for videos, and that I'm getting better as we go along.
It's hard.
And that you're very much a good natural at this.
I want to have a video for you guys every week, which means a lot of the stuff you see us film is me. It's not rushed. It's that I have to find, like, there's a very specific window. Like, it's Saturday, the kid's taking a nap, run out to the garage and get done what I can get done.
Or a weeknight, 7:30 to 8.
Exactly, because it's just not fair to ask the wife, like, hey, I got to go do YouTube things. You mind just watching the kid all day? My wife's a teacher, so she hasn't been working, so she's home with the kid all day, every day for the past several months, with all the things. So it's a struggle to keep this thing going, man. Like, I wish in the past, maybe a year ago, I was doing 3 videos a week, but the videos were, I don't know, man, I didn't feel as good about them. I'm more committed right now to giving you guys a video that is just like 100% solid. Like, I want it to be funny. I want it to be informative. I just want people to enjoy it. Like, I want to deliver a solid product. And if we record something and it's not solid, I'm going to make the tough call to say, no, it's not going up. So I don't know.
Yeah, shoot the D&E one. Well, that's Doug, and I'm Eric. So there you go, guys.
What'd they say?
Who's D&E and who is he?
Yeah, I'm Doug.
I'm Eric.
That's Eric. If y'all don't know, I've known this crazy jerk since I was about 10 years old. We were in Boy Scouts together.
Nope, younger than that.
We went to church together. We were in the same church. We went to elementary, middle, high school, college together, and then for some reason we married sisters. His wife is my wife's sister. We're family now. Hey, Paisan!
That's literally one of those things. Does your girlfriend have a sister?
Neither of us can escape each other. That's literally what happened. He said, hey man, I know this girl that you might like. You want to hear a fun story? Eric lied to get me and my wife together. He told me that she was a Jeep girl. He goes, yo man, my wife's sister is really into Jeeps. She'd love you. That was a lie. She was a Honda tuner girl when I met her, all right? And she was into Honda tuner culture. And long story short, she's into Jeeps now, so mission accomplished. What else we got here?
How far up in New Jersey? We're about northern middle. If you go to the north, we're in the middle of northern New Jersey.
Sussex County. Think Sussex County.
That's like too far.
Think Sussex County. We are in the only part of Jersey that is worth visiting. Sorry, the rest of Jersey. Yo, Jersey sucks so bad. We don't belong here. When I watch Junkyard Digs, when I watch Thunder 289, when I watch Vice Grip Garage, that's where we belong. I hate Jersey, but we're stuck here, man. The family, I mean, you guys understand, right? Listen, my parents live here. His parents live here. Wife's parents are right over the border in New York. We're stuck here, man. So we're making the best of it. One of the reasons, and I just said this, we're actually we're in farm country up here. Believe it or not, tons of corn grown in New Jersey. It's called the Garden State for a reason. I know you wouldn't think of it. When you think of Jersey, you think of Patterson, Newark, Camden, but a lot of New Jersey grows corn. And other soybeans, actually. Lots of soybeans down here. So there's a lot of farmers' fields with real old Chevys and Fords sitting back there in the weeds, just begging to be revived on, which is one of the reasons I want to get better at carbureted motors so we can do some Vice Grip Garage style revivals on these. There's one, it's a friend of a friend who owns it. You guys are familiar with the Little Red Express, the Dodge Little Red Express? Things just sitting there rotting into the ground, man. I just want to get good enough that I can go and rescue that bad boy. Big fan of the Little Red Express. What else we got here? Jersey too. Hey man, listen, I love, like, Jersey's a love-hate thing for me. Like, I do love Jersey as well. I love the fact that I can be at the beach fishing for fluke in my boat in 45 minutes. If for some reason I lose my mind and wanted to be in New York City, I could be there in 45 minutes. I don't. I never go there. I avoid it like the plague because it is a plague. Especially now, it's like literally a plague. But it's cool. I can go skiing. Yeah, it's crappy skiing, but I could be in the Pennsylvania Pocono Mountains in another 45 minutes to go skiing. Like, it's cool like that, but Jersey, man. Politics are messed up. Another blocked comment. Salvador. What'd you say that YouTube thought was unacceptable? Ass. Great. Revive videos on D&E will... Yep, I agree, man. And that's the thing. I want to do more of that. I firmly believe in saving old vehicles. One of the worst things that ever happened to this country was cash for clunkers, because it incentivized getting rid of a whole group of vehicles, which is one of the reasons that Ford Explorer I have is such a special thing. It's somebody commented. I put the name for that video was Barn Find Ford Explorer, and I got a little bit of flack for that online. Like, a barn find Ford Explorer? Are you absolutely kidding me? But they're rare now because of cash for clunkers. All those 90s SUVs that are terrible on gas, allegedly, I think it's like 20 miles per gallon, they got cashed in and they got junked and they get crushed and they get disrespected. So in another 10, 20 years, you're not going to be able to have that chunk of automotive history. And I think we're going to regret that. That's a bummer, man. Like, just now we're all realizing how cool like 80s vehicles were, you know, and they're becoming nostalgic and worth something. And we're going to miss out on that from the 90s, I think, because of cash for clunkers. And now I'm on a tangent that I don't even know how I got on.
Someone said your chubby friend is hot.
Chubby friend is hot.
This guy,
He's hot. You know, probably just the fire. Oh, the fire went all the way out. That's why my legs are getting eaten up.
Okay. Yes, New Jersey taxes suck. End of point there.
Yep. I'd be interested to know where the majority of our viewers are from. I don't think it's Jersey.
A lot of people seem out west. Some are Jersey. So
I know we got a bunch in Michigan, a couple in California. Let's see, where have I sent the most shirts? A couple to Virginia, couple.
Ooh, I gotta stop this guy.
Yeah,
I'm super lightheaded. I mean, like, Chief threw out more than half of that. That's gone. Oh, a little more. All right, we got Arizona, Ohio, Georgia.
Yeah, roll call. Where y'all
Indiana. So right now, 2 for Arizona. I know we had a Jerseyer. He was talking about property tax. So. Utah, Canada,
from? Ooh,
Texas,
Utah, right?
Indiana, South Carolina. Oh, New Yorkers. Well, so far, New York took the lead just now.
I'll tell you what, I want to move as far away from other people as possible. Nebraska's on the list. I've got the wife kind of convinced on Iowa, as long as I can afford a private jet so we can visit her family. So that's the stumbling block there. Nebraska, Iowa. My sister lives in Montana. I've already fallen in love with Montana, even though I haven't been there.
If Doug and I can own a big property, basically his and I's houses on either side, and we just had a field to play in the center with a garage, it would be a dream for us.
It'd be the goal, man.
D&E compound.
Yeah, I've been looking at undeveloped land around here. There's none. There's none. So, what we got? Scott says, I've got 5 WJs and always looking for more. Buddy, I respect that. I just want to have all the vehicles, right? Like, I want them all. That's why the Ford has been so hard to sell, because it's kind of cool. Like, in the morning, I'll ask the kid, like, because I take her to daycare every day, like, hey, you want to take the Jeep or the truck? And she'll be like, truck or Jeep or whatever. Like, I want to have all those options, you know?
Who's Tadavis12? He says give a shout out.
To Davis.
To Davis. Sorry, I can't. I suck at it.
Yeah. No, I don't actually know how to, but I just know him from the place. What's up, buddy? One of our great commenters. I talk to this guy on dang near every video. I don't even know what his real name is. I think you're in Georgia. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I believe you're down south, though. And that's the crazy thing. I know a lot of you from your username. Like Dan H, Dan Hambrick, and Ben Bailey, and T.A. Davis is how I pronounce it. I assume that's what it is. I can't even think. I shouldn't have done this because I can't even think of some of the real world ones. But
someone's asking how to get the bad gas out of a ZJ without dropping the tank. If you could actually somehow wire to get to the fuel pump and wire positive negative and just pump it up fuel rail.
I mean, that is one option. Put a hose on the fuel rail, pump that right out.
That or try to siphon, but I believe they have the ball at the bottom of the neck because that was during the fuel crisis.
Yeah, but way easier your fuel neck, you got your hard line for the fuel neck, your hard line for the tank, but they're connected by a rubber bit. Disconnect that rubber bit, get a hose in there. I don't know exactly what it looks like on the ZJ, but I'm almost 100% certain that exists. The metal connects right to the metal?
I think it's right on top of the tank, like here. I don't know if you can get to
Yeah.
it. Try siphoning. If that doesn't work, I check for the rubber, like Doug said. If not, then go positive to the fuel pump and just pump her out. Or if you get some out, put some dry gas in and put a bunch of new gas in. It's only like a quarter tank.
That's what I'm always in favor of. I usually don't try to get bad gas
And get
out.
premium.
I'll get some premium and just dump that on top. So if you got 5 gallons of 20-year-old gas, just roll the dice on 10 gallons of premium new, put it on top, dilute it. I mean, I don't know. I've never had a problem. So we did with the Avalanche, and it actually helped quite a bit.
Yeah,
that really helped the Avalanche, yeah.
I got a 56 Buick one time on bad gas. I just pumped it out of the carburetor and dumped a whole bunch of fresh stuff in. Ooh, 3/4 of the tank sitting in 3 years in a field.
Yeah, that might be rough.
Man, honestly, that might be worth pulling the tank down.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
But he's in the middle of a field. If you could get it towed to that, like where you can work on it, yeah.
Eric's idea of disconnecting the fuel line someplace.
At the filter, there's a fuel filter on it. You can pull it at the filter, and then just try to get the voltage to it.
Yeah, you can get power to the pump.
Even if you can take it from the fuse line and just try to piggyback some wires in there or something.
I do believe there's probably a rubber in between.
I've never worked in fuel tank.
Yeah,
I just don't remember seeing it like the WJ. But I don't take my word on it. Like he knows more than me.
You want to hear a fun story about that on the WJ? So I did the tank tuck on my WJ. Willie, right? Where it raises the tank up. And there's the spout coming out of the tank, and then there's the filler neck, and there's that rubber bit in the middle. Well, when I did the tank tuck, it kinked the rubber. So I took a vice grip clamp so that it was clamped closed, and I just pinched it on the side. And to this day, how many years ago did I do the tank tuck?
God,
I was 6 years ago. Like 6 years ago, there's just been a vice grip clamp holding my thing open. And
talk about a winch bumper. Scott Radecki
Yep.
is doing a winch bumper on his WJ right now.
is that what you were saying? That's awesome,
I don't know
bud.
if you can't really see that. You kind of can see it.
What, he sent
It's
a
on the
picture?
ground. Yeah, it's on a Facebook page.
The wife's
Looks
dying
killer.
laughing. What's up?
He's got a beer koozie out. It's all good. Ooh. What do you got, babe?
This is about Eric from his father-in-law.
Oh boy.
Oh, Ingolf saw this. What? What did he say about me?
So our family does watch this, which is why we have to be careful what we say. Our father-in-law commented that
Yep. Woo!
Eric is hot chubby.
Hot chubby.
So shout out to Ing, Captain Ing.
Captain Ying.
Captain Ing, I'm actually going up to see him next week. I
And
can't wait.
Canadian folk need boat charters back over the border. If you can't get them right now in the U.S., find him out. He can do it for you.
You guys heard me talk about his truck a couple times. He's got a newer Dodge Ram. His truck is such a honey. It's just such a good-looking truck. Did you see with the
that
Cuomo
Cuomo
sticker on
sticker.
there?
I love the Cuomo
He's got
sticker.
one of those. What's the cartoon? What is that? Calvin and Hobbes. You know,
Yeah.
Calvin and Hobbes, where he's relieving himself on, and then they insert anything. He's got Cuomo
Someone to give
being relieved upon, and that's just fine by me.
Dan, it's about time you're chopping the two-door, by the way.
Yeah, that's the guy. I don't know if no one will be able to see it. No, they
kind of
can't.
can. There you go.
There you go. I don't know, and it says Cuomo because he's a piece of trash. I try to keep politics off this channel so hard, but I'm a very, very, very political person. It sometimes leaks through.
Is it Dodge Ram or Ram Ram? It's a Ram Ram.
It's a Ram Ram. I always say Dodge Ram. It's always gonna be Dodge Ram to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why they had to spin the
If you
brand
can
off.
identify it from like 3 miles away as a Dodge, I'm gonna say it's a Dodge.
It's. I mean, it's always.
Dodge has a signature front end.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's always gonna be a Dodge Ram to me. It is a Ram Ram because it's. I think it's like a 2018.
I'll bring up a little point to talk about. Someone kind of mentioned it. RL Radian said, "Do you like your 4.7? Do you like it versus the 4-liter?" That's
No.
my question.
I don't like it versus the 4-liter.
But do you like it in general, as a motor amongst other motors?
I've had a real hard time with the 4.7. I don't trust it, but I don't think that my mistrust of the 4.7 is the 4.7's fault as much as I've just done too much reading on it. There's no end to people online complaining about the 4.7, drop seats, throwing rocker arms. I haven't had any of those issues. I have had, it hasn't overheated, but I can never seem to get it as cool as I'd like to. I test that to the hydro fan.
And
then
also the reason he hasn't dropped any valves and stuff, he takes very good care of that 4.7. He's very
I
weary
baby the
about
heck
what
out
he
of
does
it.
with it.
I recognize the power it has, especially right now without that front drive shaft in. I've been chirping the tires at my gas mileage is probably 12 miles per gallon this
I would
week.
say, is it bad for the 247? But probably it doesn't really matter since you're pulling that
The
out
247's cooked anyway, or I don't know. The 247 had an unfortunate lot in life. It replaced the 5.2, which is a great motor. It's an incredible motor. It's the last vestige of the old Chrysler LA blocks, the 318s. So that wasn't really fair that it had to live up to that. And then they gave it the hydro fan, which I do not think is a good setup for that. It was unnecessary. You know, just give it a mech fan with an electric fan. The mech fan doesn't steal that much power, I don't think. So I don't know. I have a hard time with the 4.7.
You might have time with the 4.7 because it's not your 4.0.
I love the 4.0. That's the other thing. Like, since I've been driving, I've had a 4.0 in front of me. I know every single thing that can go wrong with 4.0. I've had a 4.0 on the side of the road countless times, and I can always get it going again. So I'm the wrong person to ask about that. I don't hate it though. Like, it's a good motor. I would buy another one. I don't fully understand how it works in the 1500. I don't know that it'd be powerful enough, but in the Jeep, the unibody Jeep, like, it hoons. Like, I'm really taking off, you know.
I mean, they put them in full size the Dodge 1500s.
I'll tell you one really good thing about the 4.7 is that they put the 4.5 or the 5.45 RFE behind it. It's really nice to have a motor where the weak point is not the transmission. I don't have to worry about that transmission. Being a 4.0 guy and a 4.0 WJ guy, I've always had to contend with the 4.2 RE, and I've had those fail on me. Willie has had 3 of them put in him. My 2002 was just begging to go out. Like, I sold it with it just hanging on by a thread. It was about to pop at any minute. Those 4.2 REs are a problem. It's really nice to have.
The transmission I had, Doug wished he had. The AW4 and my
Eric's ZJ is a 2003, which
darn
was
near invincible.
the 1 year where they put the XJ transmission in there. So, yeah, man, like, you'll find 4.7 haters. You'll find 4.7 fanboys, and I'm somewhere in the middle. I acknowledge its limitations. I've experienced some of its limitations, but I also don't feel like it's catastrophically flawed. Just take care of it. It's a motor that needs to be taken care of. My 4.0, I can beat the stuff out of. I could probably put maple syrup in the crankcase and it would still run. Yep. I firmly actually believe that.
Used to know someone who's put 1540 in freaking. Actually, that's all he ran, and I was shocked at how well it ran. Mm-hmm. But he always complained about gas mileage. Go figure. Anyways. We have a couple questions. When are we going to do a meet and greet? That's a to be determined kind of thing. We got to figure out when it's safe, socially distant to do so. And I don't know. We just haven't really got that far to think about what we would want to do for that.
Yeah, man. The logistics there are heavy. I wanted to do it at a U-Pull, but here's the thing: the U-Pulls seem to be very concerned about people filming there. How do I put this delicately without screwing myself with all U-Pulls? They're concerned about how they may appear. EPA. Let's just say EPA.
Anchorage, yeah, Alaska. That's where I go. I went there for my honeymoon.
Dude, are you from Anchorage,
I want
Alaska?
to go to Alaska. Yeah. I miss that place dearly. That's where my wife and I really want to retire.
Nobody will let us film in the U-Pull, in their U-Pull, because they're concerned about footage of things. Environmental stuff, which would be the natural place for us to do a meet and greet. After that, I'd have to pay to rent a place to do it or something. So I don't know, what does that look like?
I can do a coffee and thing, where we drive all our Jeeps around. But then that's kind of let's just drive.
And I worry, do we actually have enough following to make that?
Yeah, in one area, one.
I'll happily put up channel cash to do it, but I can't take a total bath. You know what I mean? So honestly, obviously, I'd love to do that, and I think a step between what we're nothing and something is at some point we'll probably let people know when we're going to Hazleton, Harry's, which is a really big yard where in theory a number of us could meet and it might go under the radar.
Drive for a bunch of viewers.
I said in theory and my Siri started kicking off.
Someone's asking, what gear should I run in my 2006 LJ for 35s? Probably 410s, I would say. Or 456s if you have 35s. 410s for 33s, 456s.
Well,
for
because
310s.
it's not a WJ, so it came with about 31s on it. So 410's probably good.
There's actually a lot of good charts on that.
I was just
online.
going to say, I would take that one to Jeep Forum because there's going to be somebody with an LJ running 35s who's going to let you know. The goal is always to get your gearing and your tire size even out so that it still feels like stock. I feel like a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
You're not just trying to go for the highest tire size and the lowest gear size you can afford. You're trying to balance it so that it feels like stock. The reason is that that's what you're tuned for. That's what your transmission is designed to handle. You see a lot of people on 31s dropping down to 410s, and it's like, well, that may not have been what
Dan
you
brought a
need.
good point for a meetup. Polar plunge. Do the polar plunge.
We do the polar plunge every year. My wife is a teacher at a school for special needs, so we got involved with the polar plunge, which is an event to benefit the Special Olympics. We've been doing it for a number of years, and then 2 years ago we got Dan in on it. We always film it, so
Check out some videos. They got
that's a
bunch of stuff.
possibility.
There's live streams on Facebook, and there's stuff on YouTube.
It's a little bit limiting to people who are willing to jump in the ocean in February. But I want to do a meetup, man, but
Also, the guy with doing gearing, he's asking what locker would be best.
in what? The
With doing
LJ?
gearing, yeah. Someone said OX.
Yeah, an ox locker. If you have an LJ, man, like I implore you to do it the right way. Don't get a lunchbox locker. You can, and if you're gonna get a lunchbox locker, Lock is a good brand, Sparta's a good brand, Spartan. But if you got an LJ, man, like that is a beautiful Jeep. Save up the pennies, get an air locker, get an ox locker, get an ARB.
And I went from stock 355s to 410s in my brother's Cherokee. And then it was a world of difference. We actually had a beating stock Cherokees in the quarter, which is kind of fun for us.
Yeah, his brother had a two-door XJ on 35s.
Yeah, it was
that
both him and I built.
He used to run the quarter mile.
Yeah. I have videos. I would find
Eric
videos.
built it. It was his brother's Jeep, but Eric built it.
Yeah, and we had someone do the gearing on it. Didn't come out as well as I hoped, but the 410s made such a difference. It was wild.
Yeah.
Do wish we did 456s because that definitely brings your power band up and it just makes you run like crazy.
But it's important to
sucks on the
note.
highway.
It's important to note that's because the XJ came stock with such small tires. I feel like Wranglers had bigger tires.
But he said it's 355 gearing. Like maybe you're right. They're tuned for that
But
gearing.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to take into account, like especially newer Wranglers come with like 32s from the factory. I don't know what they actually come with, but you know, you can go 33s on a stock 2020 Wrangler without changing anything,
Right.
whereas 33s involves all of the modifications on like an XJ.
Just take note if you are building a car that you plan on nailing, as you go up higher in gearing, your highway will get worse and worse. It's something that my brother kind of forgot when he was building his Cherokee because he used to take that about 40 miles to see his girlfriend one way. And it did actually help us on the high side, but we could have went 456s and actually done a little better. But and you guys always wonder about my gas mileage stuff. I got his lifted XJ up on 33s, a little bigger than that, but 33s, getting 17 miles per gallon in town, and we can just eke out about 19 or almost 20 on the highway if you cruise at the right RPM and speed.
Yeah. Trying to read y'all comments. Was it Jeeps have bad wiring harnesses? I don't know. My problems with Jeeps have not been wiring harnesses.
I mean, ZJ's been known for some wiring problems.
I guess Chrysler in general has a name for that. But if I'm being completely honest, that has not been my experience. I find that the seals go on 4 liters. You're going to leak from everywhere. The joke is if there's not a puddle under it, it's empty. Right?
Funny story there is my Barney doesn't leak a bit, except for the lid.
Except for the...
But that wasn't there until recently, to be fair. I could park that in my paved driveway and not have a problem.
You know what leaks like crazy? That Ford. I actually had to put power steering fluid in it today. That thing pisses power steering fluid, which to me is hilarious because every Ford I've ever owned has pissed power steering fluid. I got yelled at for saying that in the video that Fords are notorious for power steering thing. I feel like that's common knowledge, but whatever. Just did valve guide seals on my 4.0 ZJ. Yeah, exactly. That's an issue.
Another t-shirt here. She ain't leaking. She's leaking horsepower.
She's leaking horsepower.
Another guy said I heard XJs were known for computer issues. I believe a lot of their computer issues actually probably just so much heat in the engine bay. I think it just ends up melting the soldering points over time. Where they put them, there's not a lot of airflow to keep them cool. And being an IT guy, I know you want to keep your computer cool.
It's true.
Oh.
Wait, Michigan XJ Dad, you're saying you got Dana 44s front and rear in what? I wasn't following the thing. I apologize, but I'm very interested.
On his LJ with 3-inch lift and 35. That's what he has.
Oh, that dude, you have an LJ? I talk to Mitch XJ Dad all the time. I didn't know you had an LJ because your name implies you have an XJ. I'm such a big fan of the LJ. My buddy Dan, who lives a couple towns over, has the cleanest LJ. You guys have probably seen it. I think that's the perfect Jeep. I love the WJ, but the LJ, the proportions are right. The technology is right. It's got the 4-liter. I mean, that is a very special thing. My 99 DDWJ to buy an LJ or a TJ. Man, if you can sell a WJ and buy an LJ or a TJ, you run with that. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to reset. Hey, T.A. Davis saying it's a good night to pound some drinks. Talk about and just chill in Jersey. I mean, yeah, this is what we do in Jersey, you know. Campfire, which went out a long time ago to try to keep the skeeters away. Yep. My wife is sitting out of picture. She has chosen to not be on camera. This conversation has been had more than a time or two, and she has chosen to not be a part of my YouTube life, and that's fine.
I'll get there eventually.
She said she'll get there eventually. That's fine. In the meantime, she gives me lots of my ideas. She is very much our partner in crime here. This video has gone on way longer than it was supposed to. It's supposed to be 8:30 to 9. I'm this many Trulies deep, which is probably not great. What are you guys drinking? Because I know if you're up this long following along with my BS, you're drinking something. Yeah, Random Acts of Dave says LJ. Hey, Random Acts of Dave made it. Yo, Dave is my buddy from Manitoba, Canada. Dave and I talk daily. LJ is along TJ, you're damn right, bud. Dave has one of the coolest YJs. What's that?
You need your beer for Dave?
Get me the beer, will you? Yeah. The wife knows I was going to do something if Dave made an appearance, and I kind of hope I didn't have to, but Dave, you showed up, so I'm going to do this for you. The wife's kind enough to get it for me. I better finish my Truly quick.
Dave, I said hi.
Dave, the wife says hi. I hope you're still watching because I'm going to do something I really don't want to. I don't like... Listen, I love beer. I don't like light beer. Like at all. And I don't like generic light beer. But Dave, just for you... Oh, you can't see it. This is a Labatt Blue Light. I told the wife that I would drink this last one we had in the Frigidizer if you showed up and Dave showed up. So now I got to drink the Labatt Blue. I'm going to put it in this very Canadian beer in my Jeep American koozie here. Which, by the way, a couple y'all one later. Dave, here's to you. Cheers. Dave's good people. Who are we talking to? Hey, KW said appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, man. You guys, I can't stress enough that if you guys didn't keep tuning in, we just wouldn't do this anymore. You know what I mean? Like, if nobody was interested in what we had to say, we wouldn't keep Jimmy jamming videos all over the internet. There's nothing against Labatt Blue. I just don't like light beer. There it is. Actually, that wasn't that bad. Yeah, I've just been...
Yeah, I mean, there's a stack of cans next to your tap.
I already showed him, right? All right, this is what it is. Let's move on from this.
Let's move on,
Hey.
guys. Let's do this live stream.
Dave is of Polish descent, as am I. At one point, he told me what the Polish cheers was. I think it might be Svitpio. I can't remember, but that, to all of you, everybody out there with a drink, raise your drink. Clink to the wife, clink to Dave, clink to you guys. Thank you for joining us all. This has been fun. Let's get back to some actual content. It's 7:30 here, chilling. You must be on the West Coast. This is the bummer. Whenever we do these, I kind of have to gauge it for the East Coast, and I get a bunch of flack from the West Coast guys. Like, I'm barely home from work, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, dude, but I go to bed when you're eating dinners.
Your sister is watching.
My sister's watching.
How active are you on Instagram? You are very active on Instagram.
Yeah. So here's the thing. There's two Instagrams. There's D&E in the garage where I post all our Jeep stuff. I do have a personal one. I hazard you to go there because it's extremely political. I need an outlet for my political thoughts. I'm a very political person. So if you follow Doug in the garage, just beware. That's what I have to say.
Duman Brogoshevich. We are still live, yes. I don't know how to pronounce your name properly, but yeah, it's like Germanish. It has those weird characters.
Oh, I know you. Yeah, you're a comment. Dude, I've never known how to say your name. You got the panda bear thing. I've never even attempted to figure out how the heck to say your screen name, but you have commented on most of our videos for the 3 years we've existed. You were absolutely entered into our giveaways there, so thanks for joining us.
Crank XJ doors. You could probably find them any U-pull I know of around here. I mean, I've seen them at least a couple times every time we go.
Yeah, they probably get less popular as
97
the XJ.
was a big year for cranks.
Is that true?
Yeah, I've always found them in 97 for some reason. Unless that's just the years people get rid of when we go. Our true thoughts on a 96 ZJ. Any ZJ is an amazing Jeep to me. Because you're getting the mix between an XJ and the future of a WJ in comfort and just, user function in the car.
But first year of OBD2. I don't know where you guys live, but here in Jersey, you only need to get your vehicle inspected by the state if it has OBD2. So a 96 needs to get inspected, which means any checked engine light is potentially a big issue, whereas if you have a 95, not an issue. So maybe something to consider. I don't know where y'all live.
I live on the line on that one, based on the fact that OBD2 makes it really easy to troubleshoot if something goes wrong.
That's a good point.
I mean, for most viewers, you guys just like us, you got a scanner you bought for $50 online, and if something goes wrong, you're troubleshooting right on the spot. You got that in your pocket to tell you what's wrong on the highway. Whereas my 93 just has a dummy light. You check engine light.
That's a good point. Have you guys ever tried to diagnose OBD1? It's like, hey, something is wrong. Here's a series of blinking lights to figure out what it is, which is obviously not great. What else we got, man? LJ was 2004 to 2005. No Rubicons in 2004. The LJ, I've already said it, it's the pinnacle. I love it, man. And I'm not even a Wrangler guy. It's not that I don't like Wranglers, but they don't serve my purpose. I need something that tows and takes the kid. And I have this awful habit. It's not a habit, it's a compulsion. I need to have enough tools to solve any problem at all time. So is that wrong?
No.
My entire shop is carried around in the back of my WJ.
He carries probably 200 to 300 pounds of tools with him at all times.
Yeah.
Usually, if you look, he has a sag. If you remember Little Buck, he used to sag
Always
out.
prepared, man.
And he literally put an extra spring in so he wouldn't sag.
I added a leaf to Little Buck, which was the XJ I had 2 years ago, so that it could carry all the tools, because I feel this compulsion to carry enough stuff to do a motor swap at all times. It's come in handy a number of times. You know what I mean?
Drop some knowledge on them. They want to know what years the TJ is for.
What year?
The year for what year classifies a TJ?
There was 1 year where there was no Wrangler, similar to the Corvette. It just didn't happen. I believe it was 96. Someone's going to correct me, but 90. Let's call it 97 to 06, right? 97 to 06. Wranglers tend to run about 10 years.
They'll get to me the acronyms, I guess, right? The TJL.
Yeah.
Those all the time. I will just randomly blurt something out and say that's what it is, and it's not 9 times out of 10. It'll tell me that later.
All right, my ankles are getting bit up, so excuse me while I light up this fire again.
9706, you are right. Yeah, I've taken to the ways of carrying tools with me at all times in my Outback, only because I've learned just the Doug ways that rather be prepared than not be prepared. And usually they're not even used on any of our cars. We usually use our tools on other people's cars. We'll show up, someone's like, can you look at this? Can you fix this? The horrors of being a car guy.
I have made fire.
Again.
Yeah, man. Let me know if you guys can relate to this. as soon as somebody knows that you even remotely know about engines, they call you with the craziest stuff, right?
Someone's look. Actually, your everyday carry knife. I'll be honest. I don't carry a knife anymore. I used to back in the day, and that used to be honestly one of those flip out Husky utility blades. And Doug, your everyday carry?
All right, for a long time, like most of my life, I was a Gerber guy. The Paraframe 2 is an amazing knife. You can get it for like $20 at Wally World. It's an amazing knife. I still advocate for that knife. Then Eric actually gave me a Benchmade, which I fell in love with. It was the Axis Flipper 2. Great knife. I mean, you know, not an inexpensive knife. But recently, I started carrying a Leatherman, what is it, Wave?
Wave, yeah.
Yeah, Wave. And I found that you're going to use the pliers and the screwdriver way more than you're going to use the blade. I'm a big fan now of not carrying a designated blade knife and get something that has tools in it. I want more tools in it. I'm thinking about trying out the, what is it, the Gerber Center Drive, which is the one with the screwdriver set. You get it.
It's more like a real screwdriver.
Yeah, so I love knives. I have a bunch of fixed blades. I've got a bunch of fold outs, but I don't carry them daily because just having a blade, my thought was always this. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to have this big, sharp blade for defense.
Yeah.
In reality, I needed a screwdriver way more times than I needed to defend myself against a mugger.
Screwdriver pokey poke.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I've yet to need to defend myself against a mugger with a 4-inch blade. But I can't tell you how often having a pliers in my pocket has paid off. So I'm a big fan of a multi-tool. Right now, the Leatherman Wave is the guy. I actually did a video on replacing the idiot half blade that they come with a full blade. I don't like those dual purpose blades where it's half of a blade and half of a serrated blade. They don't do anything well. So go ahead and do what you can to get yourself that.
Some people say if you want friends, buy a trailer. We did that. If you want friends, buy a boat. Doug did that.
Yeah, the wife and I right now are in the market for either a camper or a pontoon boat. Whichever one comes up soon. I actually stopped, pop-up trailer or pontoon. I actually stopped and looked at a pontoon today on my way home. It's like $4,500, and it was like gutted, and I was like, that's not a good deal at all. So no. Right now I have a 18-foot aluminum Lund. It's actually the one that they use up in Alaska. It's a double riveted hull. It's a great boat, but not a great family boat. It's great for, two drunk idiots fishing, but not great for the kids. So
you guys are pulling one-liners. If you want tools, buy a Jeep. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Mostly that.
People telling the knives they've got.
Who needs friends by a Jeep? Yeah, man, listen, I love knives to death. Big fan of knives. I'm in the market for a Spyderco, just because I'd like to add one to the collection.
Did you ever tell you what happened at the airport when I got stopped for a sweatshirt?
You want to hear a fun story?
Oh, no,
this is a good story.
I remember you wouldn't make it through.
The wife just reminded me of a fun story. So whenever I fly, I make it a point. Listen, I need a knife wherever I go. I don't never have a knife in my pocket. So if I fly somewhere, I need to find a way to... You get it.
My dad just commented.
Oh, boy.
Congrats on the 3 years. Who do you think two guys can value get so far?
Right? So here's the story, right? So I always do what I can to make sure I have a knife at my destination. That's as specific as I'd like to be without getting tagged by, Homeland Security. So my wife, her name is Ashley, and her nickname is Flashly because she likes flashy things, sequins and whatnot. So we're in the airport. I have potentially got a blade somewhere. I get through TSA absolutely fine, and she gets signaled for the deeper, please, rubber glove search because of a sweatshirt she has that's covered in sequins. So I'm sitting over there with a backpack, with a blade in it, laughing hysterically as she's being patted down for a sweatshirt. I don't know if you guys find that as funny as we do, but yeah, that was pretty
I
funny.
did not find it funny.
Here's the thing. I've never had trouble getting through TSA with, it's a 3-inch Smith & Wesson penknife.
Just explain what you have.
Well, I mean, Jesus Christ, like, it's your fucking job to find it. Damn it, I did it again. We're 3 hours in. I should be allowed to drop an F-bomb. I apologize. I blame the Labatt. But if you're watching with your kids, I do thoroughly apologize. But why your kids are awake this late? Maybe
in
you're on the East.
California, fine.
That's true. In California, it's only like 7:30. So, whatever I was saying.
Literally laughing at.
I was
sure
I was
he was.
dying laughing because they have her spread out. Man, you know, this, that, and the third, where you come from, where you're going, you know. And it was over a sequined sweatshirt. So let's get into some questions.
That's
here.
impressive. Matt Keel had a key. I have a key fob, no door key. My battery died, and I got locked out of the car. I was able to juice it enough with the drill battery by reaching the positive terminal from under the front and grounded to the frame.
Buddy,
With
you are a
props.
monkey with a toolbox, and I absolutely respect what you're doing there.
Funny story there. I once locked my keys in my Subaru Legacy at the gym with my buddy. He had a come along, and we had a magnet. We fished him off the seat of my car through the sunroof.
That's a trip.
That was a wild one. I have a picture of that somewhere.
I once locked Eric's keys in his car.
Same car.
That's another story. I don't feel like telling right now. It involves a spatula.
Yes, and like 30 people surrounding trying to get the keys out for a call.
I used to go to festivals. No, never mind. I don't want to tell this story. Oh boy, Labatt Blue. It'll get you where you're trying to go, bro.
Hey, don't be coming at my Subarus, Jonathan.
Listen, man. I'm gonna go to bat for Subaru right now. I love Jeeps to death. Subaru's a good friggin' car, man. It really is. Like, no, it's not gonna necessarily do all the things that a Jeep would, but both my mother and my father own a Subaru, not a Jeep, because they asked me what car should I buy and say, get a Subaru Forester. The new motors are kind of crap, but it's still better than anything else. So
You need to explain them the hydraulic jockey because people are saying, "Oh, Eric goes to the gym." Wait, Eric goes to the gym? I am fat, but I'm fat strong. Okay, fat strong.
my wife is dying right now. All right, how long have we been doing this? Are we
2 hours and 40 minutes.
Good God, why is no one tired of this? Eric's nickname is the hydraulic draggy, and it has been since we were like 12. Listen, my buddy here is a big guy. He will lift like 9 times his body weight. Just the other day, right? We had this huge structure on our property that used to be a dog pen that in all reality should have been sawzalled into 20 pieces so that people can move it. Eric just stepped up to the plate. You know those strong men where you look at them and they're lifting like some kind of crazy rock and there's like veins in their forehead? That's Eric. And you look at him and you're like, that guy's going to die if he doesn't stop what he's doing. That's why we call him the hydraulic draggy. Draggy is his last name. Yes, Eric goes to the gym. It's ridiculous when he does. He does 3 reps and then leaves, but it's 3 reps with like 150-pound dumbbells. Like literally just doing chest press. Like Eric and I used to go to the gym every single morning. I would do a full 45-hour-long workout. You know, all the normal things you're supposed to do and this, that, and the third. No, Eric would do 3 reps with like, 400 pounds and then walk out. He is the hydraulic draggy. It is one of the reasons that I keep him around. I've never asked him to lift anything where he didn't lift it. I have a shed that I built. A shed. It's a shed. All right. And it was unlevel. And I was like, I'm going to get a farm jack. I'm going to get a jack on. He's like, nope, I got it. And he just lifted the shed from one corner. I was like, throw some bricks under quick. So,
And my back is 100%. I've never pulled my back out.
hydraulic draggy. You know what they talk about corn-fed guys? Like corn-fed...
I'm Cheeto fed.
No, Jack's.
corn-fed farm boys. Eric is a corn-fed farm boy. Yeah, respect. Let's get back to regular scheduled programming here. Eric, I'm with you. I'm fat, strong, and friends call me stupid strong. That's what it is. It's just like...
I wasn't always fat. I had a good 4 or 5 years. I was 172 lean and mean. And then I got out of working as a mechanic and became a desk jockey, and it just kind of screwed up everything.
Dave, I hope you're watching and appreciate that I'm drinking this light beer right now.
I need this experience. I can't anymore.
Go get it, baby. Let's see what we got here. I pulled.
Hats and hoodies are coming soon, guys. We have a lot of comments on that. They are coming. Do not worry. They're in the wings. We are trying to figure out hats, and hoodies are just going to come probably in the next month, I would say.
Here's the thing, man. There's nothing I would want less than to sell you guys like subpar stuff. We didn't just start the t-shirt thing to make money. Like, yeah, we want to support the channel because stuff like buying a bunch of DOA vehicles does not come cheap. So we need a way to, I can't take fucking, dang it, again. Shoot, I apologize. I can't take food out of my kid's mouth, you know what I mean, to make YouTube videos. I got to find a way to fund it. But we want to make sure the products that we are selling, shirts, hats, whatever, are of a high quality. So it's taken us a while to nail down the process on those, but they are absolutely coming. And soon. We're working on, we want to make sure, our goal is to knock the Christmas sweater out of the park this year. It's a bit of a struggle.
Yep.
Vinyl is not an easy medium to work with.
But we got a couple cool ideas coming down that him and I keep talking about. And this one, like, it's August now, and we're hammering out ideas so we can start the design process now.
I'm going to light this for the 19th
you guys can come out and have an awesome Christmas sweater from us and have it last and be good quality. Granted, like, with the last year's, they were like embedded into the fabric. They were decent quality, but it's just we want to give you something more custom to us.
We're not using Teespring anymore. We're done with Teespring.
Yeah, no, they're done.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, Willie's still running.
What'd they say?
Someone's saying any plans getting Willie's running again. Willie's running again.
Willie's running. In fact, the only reason I don't drive him more is because he doesn't have air conditioning, and I'm a sweaty Polak.
And he's angry when he's hot.
My wife's about to start driving him if I don't drive him. I'll tell you what Willie needs right now. Willie needs commitment. I have not committed to making him an off-road beast. I always kept a few things back so that he could still have on-road manners, but the reality of Willie is that he needs to just be an off-road Jeep. So that's what he's going to get in coming months. He's going to get the welded bumper. He's probably going to get unibody frame rail sleeves, and he needs long arms, but I'm way too cheap to pay for long arms, so let's find out how we can Jimmy Jam some long arms together. What say you? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Here's something interesting. No.
Ooh, so let's see. Altar Abim Ahad, I don't know how you say it, apologize again, picked up a 91 Comanche straight 6 4x4 short bed. That is a nice unit right
I am solidly on the lookout for a Comanche. Almost had one to trade for the Explorer. If I'm being honest, it would have been a terrible trade because it was a POS, but I want a Comanche real bad. It's on the to-do list. In our goal, so we've brought you WJ content, we've brought you XJ content, we've brought you a little bit of ZJ content. I'd love to be able to bring you more ZJ content, definitely some Comanche content, and even some Wrangler content. The problem is, it's very expensive to get a Wrangler. So if we ever find a way to get a Wrangler mixed in there, that's the goal, you know, but...
JK Lawrence, I'm going to shoot.
What did Dano say? Remember that crazy
The mold in the WJ.
Oh, yeah. Really? Here's the thing. I get comments all the time like, that mold's going to come back because you didn't address the vents. Here's what I think happened with that mold. I let him sit so long that dust settled, and anywhere the dust had settled is where it got moldy. I looked in the vents. There was no mold in the vents. It was only where the dust had settled. So I don't know, but Willie has not had the mold come back, even with this very humid August we've had. He's been parked. He does need to get driven more. I should fix the AC in him. I torpedoed that AC by overcharging it a number of years ago. How long ago was that? That was when Brian was still living around, right?
That was before the tank took, I thought.
That you got rid of the mold?
No, there's
No, that I blew up the AC. That was.
Yeah,
I remember because I did it outside of the gym we used to go. Speaking of the gym,
yeah.
I know it doesn't look like anybody goes to the gym anymore.
I forgot you overcharged and blew it up. That's what
Yeah.
you did.
Me, Eric, and cousin Brian, who's actually going to make an appearance in either our next video or our second to next video. We all used to go to the same gym, and I blew up the
the AC pump.
AC right in the parking lot of that gym.
Yep. Some people want us to do a long arm build with the rough country, so looks like Willie's getting long arms.
He is going to get long arms. Not going to be rough country. I want to do custom long arms. I'm going to get some Dom tube and DOM tube and do our own. I feel like that's a reasonable thing. Johnny joins.
They're talking. Someone mentioned Travis Snell mentioned JK long arms like Bleepin' Jeep did on the cheap GJ. I actually already have them for Barney, just never put them in. The stock JK arms, I could give it a little more length, but I just never put them in. They're sitting in my drawers.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah,
I'd like to make my own, you know? I'd like to do that. I want him to have true long arms, welded to the transfer case cross member, because that gives me the opportunity to go larger, which I'd like to. Willie eventually needs to have like 35. So
Someone wants you to redo the WJ rear tire carrier bumper.
I know, people keep asking for that. So that tire carrier you see on Willie is completely custom. I built that. And I keep meaning to do a video on it, and I actually want to do a giveaway. I'm going to build another one as a how-to and then give that away. It's super on the to-do list. We covered it earlier. I don't need guys.
Nope, don't go
I
back.
don't have any time,
You
man.
go back to the first hour of the video.
Exactly, right?
Yes, our Wrangler frames rot out up here.
Yep.
Common point, back left rear. It's always
When they,
that.
right where so the frame's straight and then it kicks up for the rear tire, that's where they all rot out.
There's actually been
Jersey.
many of Wranglers that have been cheap, and Doug and I go look at them like, nope, next.
Exactly.
We look if we can plate them ourselves and welders now that we have them,
Well,
but
that's done. Yeah, that's the
sometimes you got
thing.
to cut your losses.
Yep. I can't believe there are still people watching this.
We still have most of the crew, 50 people still on.
I keep wanting to
Be like, all right, let's kill this. But I mean, if you guys are going to stick around. Oh, we got some. To Davis is pulling out. He's going to bed. Good night there, to Davis.
Hey man, I appreciate you checking in. I will we'll catch you later, man. I appreciate all your comments. I really do.
Why no super chat option? Is that when they could?
What is super chat? Someone tell me, I'm an idiot.
I think that's where they can give money.
I'm not gonna ask you for guys for money on a friggin'. I feel so weird asking for money on YouTube. It's super weird.
Well, because most of the guys are like us. You
No,
don't want,
you're
you
just
don't
guys-
we're just watching YouTube to watch YouTube, not have people chase.
No, wait, what is super chat? That has to be something else. I feel like I'm hanging out with friends on a Friday. I hope so, man, because that was the guy, SC Car Guy. I know we talk all the time.
Yeah, live stream donations. That's what super chat is.
I don't know, man.
We'll settle that one for now.
You guys talked about at the beginning of this, a couple of people floated the idea of a monthly live chat. I mean, I'm enjoying this because I'm drinking, smoking a cigar, and talking with my best friend and a bunch of you folks. It seems like enough of you are interested. I don't know. You got to understand from our point of view, it's odd to try to determine how into our content people are, you know? We got Scott, what time is it in Australia? Is this not the middle of the night? I feel bad. Yeah, Scott, I would love to see pictures of your winch bumper. Absolutely.
Wait, so I've showed it to you. That was the one that I got on Facebook.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Scott.
that's awesome, man. Scott is good people. I've talked a lot with Scott. I've talked a lot with a lot of you. I feel like I know most of you guys. You guys like fellow and Whitmore Crispix? Not gonna answer that.
Let the silence be the answer. Yeah, a lot of people say we should just do the super chat. I know it's weird, but
I will look into
We'll table
super
it for
chat.
now, guys. We'll table it until look into it.
Here's the thing, and I'm actually flirting with the idea of getting rid of Patreon. I'd rather you guys just buy a shirt or something. Like, then you get something out of it. I don't know. I struggle with that.
Have you ever messed with CJs?
I have not had the opportunity to mess with the CJ. It's absolutely my goal. obviously, to get a hold of a CJ. They're not cheap. The ones that are cheap are absolute basket cases. That's all there is to it. I mean, if you look at what we do, like, we're thrifty guys, so that's why we're drawn to ZJs, XJs, WJs, because you can get a good WJ for $2,000. You know, we're not guys who restore stuff. Going back to the Chris Fix thing, I respect what that guy's done.
Yeah,
in
no,
a
he built a
huge way.
ridiculous channel.
I mean, he figured out a formula to basically print money. I dig it. He's a South Jersey guy. You know that? I know people outside of Jersey aren't going to know this. How do you know that, right?
Because he was
Wooder.
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 Oh, yeah.
He says soapy Wooder. There's this, like, people from not this area are not going to understand, but there's a South Jersey accent where they say home and phone and Wooder. Yeah. Right? My wife's laughing. Yeah. North Jersey people pick up on that quick. Like, what do you mean home? Yeah. North Jersey people. I know you think Jersey is this, like, microcosm, but believe it or not, it's split. There are two ways you can tell: the accent, and then there's this breakfast meat that only exists in Jersey. It's called either Taylor ham or pork roll. If you're in the north, it's Taylor ham, which is the right thing, and then if you're in the south, it's pork roll. It's not pork roll; it's Taylor ham, because I'm in the north. If you're ever in Jersey, get yourself a Taylor ham, egg and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup on a bagel. It's delightful. It's the only way. It's the only way. My wife doesn't like ketchup. It's the only way to cure a hangover in Jersey. This doesn't mean anything to anyone outside of Jersey.
Yes, Doug got the dirt bike running.
It's, I mean, cranking. In the most basic sense, it's running. That's another thing that needs my attention, but it's like, I got it to run on ether. The carb I have, I can't remove the valve seat, and I know for a fact that it's notched. So I need a new carb for that bike for it to run properly. But it has spark now, which was the main issue because some idiot me hacked out the ignition system. Dude, the carbs for that thing are expensive. Like, people want like $250 for an untested, like, Edmund Fitzgerald carb on that thing. Ridiculous. Yeah, so I don't know. That got put to the side. But yeah, the XO.
Someone made the comment, we have a lot of Scots that follow our channel.
Like people from Scotland?
No, like Scott named Scott. People named Scott Redax, Scott Cameron. There's a bunch of Scots I've seen on our live stream chat.
I dig it. What's up, Scott? Thanks for watching.
Oh, it's 1 p.m. in Queensland, which I think is Australia.
Oh, Scott, jeez, man, go to sleep. I'm so sorry, but
dude, it's 11 here.
It's 11 here. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, 11 o'clock p.m. is an hour and a half past my bedtime. I'm not even lying to you. I go to bed early.
My wife and I are even in bed at this point. We're sitting watching TV.
Because my daughter gets up at 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. no matter what. So
on a good day.
On a good day, she gets up at 7. The wife is correcting me. She's sitting off screen doing the executive producer type thing. So we're definitely going to call this soon, but yeah, there's more people watching than the last time I watched.
Yeah, we went up by 10 more viewers.
Jesus. Okay. Oh, Scott said in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said 1 p.m. You said 1 a.m.
I don't know what I said, man. I've had like 18 Trulies. Right?
Jeez, I could do this for like 3 more hours.
I mean, we have more. I bought a 24-pack of Truly.
So. And you've knocked down a half rack?
Enough. Knocked down enough. I don't care. We're going on a road trip next week, starting on Tuesday. So the only thing I have to do this weekend is mow the lawn and change the diff fluid in Ruby, because I really want to take Ruby on the road trip. Wife was just checking off on that. My good buddy, YJ Dave Random, up there in Manitoba, Canada, the Maple Syrup Republic, the Great White North, just took his, 92, 95, Dave, I should know this, YJ, on a pretty serious trip. And so if I can't get my 2001 WJ to make a 1,000-mile round trip, I'm going to be thoroughly shamed. What do you got?
They're still waiting on the raffle for me. There's only one raffle person right now. It's the wife. We need to keep that one down. One ticket entry on that one. And then
that's one here.
and then they're asking the email to contact us. If you want to leave that in the comments.
Yeah, it's dndoffroad@gmail.com. That's
Everything's spelled out. Right?
DANDE offroad. Comment us. If you comment before midnight, you can enter to win our WJWK Towhook giveaway, which is fueled by one of our awesome viewers, Fleet of WJs. In the subject line, leave Towhook giveaway. In the comments, leave which one you want, WK or WJ. Only good until midnight. Anything received after midnight,
Which is only an hour from now.
yeah, is not going to apply because I only want it to be for people who joined us on this live stream.
Yeah, I can have the Facebook page. You can also message us on the Facebook. I'll send them across to you.
Yeah, that's our email. Hit us up there. I get all kinds of stuff there. Requests for parts, requests for advice on repairs. If you want to buy that goddamn Ford, maybe. Ford. Here's the thing: if someone buys the Ford, I can finish the Dodge.
So cool against a bunch of viewers and buy the Ford.
Right?
Y'all can share it for a week at a time.
The Ford's pretty awesome, man. It definitely has a saggy rear end.
My favorite part about it is you get in it and it's like every Ford from the 90s.
Dude,
It's all the same stuff everywhere.
Ford used all the same knobs and buttons and steering wheel on everything. So you get in and you're just like, oh, it is 1996 inside of that Ford at all times. Which is why I've been enjoying dailying it so much. The seats are like that very 90s, like they just hug you, you know? Not fast. It is not fast. If you have to be there in a hurry, take a different vehicle.
Good night, Dan. Dan H is signing off.
I don't blame you, bud. Thanks for joining us. Sorry about the cigars. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Got a bunch of people signing off, man.
I think we're going to do the same. This went on literally 2 hours longer than it was expected to. Thank you all for joining us. Here's a clink. If you're still drinking, we're still going to be drinking. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to get those giveaways. I'm going to try to reach out Saturday, Sunday to all of you who won. Thanks, everybody. Got anything else?
No. Thanks for joining, guys. It was a good time.
Hey, cheers, friends. I think we're going to give some very real thought to doing this once a month, even if there's just a couple of you that tune in. We had fun. And
honestly, this has been our best live stream yet. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, at least enough of you tuned in that, I mean, yeah, it's worth it. So,
yeah.
Thanks, everybody. That's all it is. Let's check out. Cheers.